Internet, and welcome back to Not Quite Squire Squad. Hello, everyone. As you can see, the setup tonight is a little bit different. We are unfortunately down AZ and will be for the next little while, so we decided that we would do a one-shot tonight instead, but still in the Squire Squad universe. And so we'll talk about that and who everyone's playing in a little bit, but first, let's, talk about how are things, Internet? You good? It's okay to not be okay, but make sure you're hydrating and drinking water and taking your meds and all that stuff. Anyway, what is happening on this channel lately? You just watched our video, which tells you what we are doing. If you are here live on Twitch, you can look underneath our faces at our schedule, or it is pinned to our various social medias, such as Twitter and Discord. And let's see, schedule-wise this week, we should be live with Elegant Creatures on Thursday, barring life kicking people's butts, as it has a tendency to do. Friday is Neon Gods. Saturday is the next episode of the new Saturday Night's Ward 47, the Parslings game, which they had the first episode of last week, so you should be able to catch that on YouTube if you want to get caught up. Now's a great time to do it because they're just getting started. Sunday, we should be back with our Blades in the Dark game, and then Monday should roll back around to the Queer Chronicles of the Strixhaven Quartet, D&D 5e game in the Strixhaven setting. Next week, we should be back with Escape Velocity, our Stars Without Number game. And then 2 weeks from now, you'll need to keep your eyes peeled to our socials to see what we end up doing, because it won't be this, it won't be Squire Squad, it'll be something else, or maybe everyone won't be taking a nap, because everyone needs to get rest and take care of themselves. But I think that is it for GGK stuff. So let's go around and introduce ourselves and do a little bit about who you're playing tonight, because we will be doing the whole character introduction process very shortly here. So I believe our order is much the same as usual. Looks like we've got David up first.
I'm David. You can see me here on Tuesday nights. Tonight, I am playing Cormac Kernunas, aka Pagan, the Nova playbook.
I'm next. Hi, it's me. I'm LB. I'm LB Hackemup. I'm the LB Hackemups. I am playing the Harbinger tonight. Her name is I immediately forgot how to pronounce it.
Viria?
Viria, yeah, Riboviria. Viria is what she goes by. And yeah, she's from the future.
All right, hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I'm going to be playing as Ati, also known as Misfortune, and she's the Delinquent playbook.
Sup, it's me, Wally, your favorite non-binary slime best friend on the internet, and I will be playing Kalu, aka Chromehound, is the Legacy playbook.
And I'm Alex, OMG, it's some guy on the internets, and I'm playing everyone else, as I normally do on Squire Squad Tuesdays. Still in the pilot seat, but we're going to be playing something a little bit different tonight. So let's, I think probably just get into the character intro process. And so some of you may remember from when we've done this on Squire Squad previously or doing a Masks game before, each of the different playbooks has some questions about what happened when your team came together in the first place. And so the GM notes the rules have a recommended order for the different playbooks for what order to go in, and given who we have here tonight, we will start off with Cormac, our Nova.
All right, so mine is when your team first came together. We totally broke some major rules to win the fight. What rules did we break? Whose rules were they?
I think we should establish how old were we? Well, how long ago was this that we all came together? I think it makes sense for me to be an adult since I came back in time. I don't think they would send back a child.
Yeah, well, so yeah, you all are college age or appear to be college age, as we will get into with some of who you are. But yeah, that is a good question. How long have you all been a knights team together with the paladins? I mean, you
Muted,
are
honey.
yeah, you are in college, so
I
1 to
think-
4 years.
I feel like maybe like it was been since we're knights. I think we are like a good 2 years into
Okay.
our college career, like
Okay.
as a team.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, and then yeah, I mean, obviously you all could have different ages and times. I suppose that was me being like, is stereotypical the right word? But assuming that you start college at 18 and you're there for 4 years and then you're done by 22 or whatever. But people go to college at different times for different amounts of time. But yeah, so a guideline. So yeah. But sounds like you all have been together as a team for about 2 years at this point.
Okay.
All right, I'm by it.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So what was it? What major rule
Yeah.
we broke?
Yeah, we totally broke some major rules to win the fight. What rules did we break? Whose rules were they?
Are you're starting off with the when our team first came together question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You're the Nova?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're
Do you have
looking
a
at my
different version?
playbook.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, dang. How'd I switch over to here?
Oops.
Yep. So while you navigate to the page for the Nova, when
That
our team
seemed
first
weird.
came together, yeah, we destroyed our surroundings in the fight. Where was it, and what did we destroy? And for the regular players, we are still in Port Arbor.
Okay. What's the college?
We know that I'm terrible at names, but I did decide that the mascot for the college is the acorn.
The acorn. We went from the nervous lobsters to the acorns.
I mean,
This is not Indoor Adventures Channel. We cannot steal that.
Right. Okay. I mean, I'm open to ideas, to suggestions. What is the college name and mascot?
The college name and
College
mascot.
name. I would say maybe the college name is oh no, the mascot is the fighting sea bears.
The fighting. See, that is something. Okay.
I
The
like
fighting
that.
sea bears.
The fighting sea bears. Yeah.
The fighting tardigrades?
Yeah, the fighting tardigrades.
I love that.
And like the logo is a tardigrade, but they just have one arm just like flexing really hard. But you see the tardigrade face at the same time, so it's like super off-putting.
This
It's
like
doing a little newt face, but it's doing this at the
radial
same
maw.
time.
Just like,
It's like
I like
full
it.
newt, so yeah, that's how
Yeah.
intimidating it looks.
I love them.
Right.
That's-
and
It
so-
could just be Arbor State.
Yeah, state.
Yeah.
Just call it state.
All right. I dig it. Should we go around and do our backstories first so that we have
That might
a
be
little bit
better.
of an idea of what our
Yeah.
characters
Yeah,
are
that's
like?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's go in we'll go with the same order of the overlay. So Cormac, please start us off.
Okay. So like reading my backstory questions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, or just using those as a guide, saying what you have determined about your character thus far.
Okay. So what I've determined about my character so far is that he is an ancient Celtic god of nature. So when did you first use your powers? At the dawn of man.
All right,
You know,
fucking
as you
weeb.
do.
Yeah,
Guys are gonna have to get used to that. We're all like this.
we're all just it. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the folks at home, we've put this together in a matter of hours, and independently from each other, 3 of the 4 players decided to play some manner of divinity.
It's a
Who
one
was
shot.
the
We don't need to worry about long-term
Yeah.
consequences.
No,
I do because we're in the universe, but
that sounds like a you problem.
yeah.
who was the first person you accidentally hurt with your powers? I don't think the first person would be overly relevant. I'm going to say the first person since I woke up, which would be a construction worker who was chopping down the tree that had grown over me while I slept. I turned him into a squirrel, and yeah. Who outside the team helps you control your powers? Ooh, that's a good one. I hadn't thought of that.
Outside of the team.
Oh, yeah, outside of team. Yeah, that's true.
Are
could use-
there other gods running around? That's my question.
I think there are, but
Mhm.
it's a matter of if you know where to look.
Yeah, you gotta find them first.
Yeah, like there are some who are out and proud, like, "Yep, I'm a god," but there are probably those who are like, I'm gonna be kind of quiet about it.
Yeah, let me tell you what. Like, the only thing that's harder than finding a god is getting one to admit it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it could
Um,
be someone else in the paladins or someone completely outside the paladin structure. Perhaps a fellow god who is also incognito.
Okay. Yeah, maybe another Celtic god found me and are help me acclimate to the modern world a little bit.
Sure, perhaps one who hadn't slept for a couple thousand years.
Yeah.
And is a little bit more like savvy to the way that the world works. Not the fish out of water archetype.
Hmm.
Okay.
Let me see. Why do you continue to use your powers? I want people to worship me again, and the worshiping is all off. No one's doing it right anymore. And why do you care about the team? Because you're associated with me. And your general well-being reflects upon me and my godliness.
I see how this
Alright.
is gonna go, and I like it.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. So that is Cernunis or Cormac as you are going by.
Cormac Kernunas.
Right.
Hard.
Carinus.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can put a phonetic spelling.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna blame the NBA team for ruining Celtics for me.
Hmm.
All
Please.
right.
Are we all doing our backstory before we go to the?
Yeah, I think so. I think that'll
thing?
help
Okay.
us get a sense and be able to play things off. Are there any other things outside of those questions that you feel are relevant to Cormac that we should know about at this time?
I use a biology major in college. Other than that,
All right, very good.
Oh god, we all pick our majors.
Oh no.
Yeah.
History studies.
All right. So, Miss Time Traveler, tell us about yourself.
Okay, so my character, as part of the playbook, you get your memories scrambled when you return to the past. So what I know is that the person that sent me back from the present day, or from my present day, was named Kronos. I don't know if it was Kronos, but it was a person who I called Kronos. What keeps me from returning is it was always a one-way trip. I wasn't supposed to go back. I was just supposed to continue on the path, to keep things as it should be. Memories got scrambled in the... I don't know why they got scrambled. I wasn't the one who made the machine. But that happened. Time travel's a bitch, that's all I know. Most important part of your future that you want to avert, the outbreak. There was a sort of viral, basically, have you seen The Crazies?
Yeah.
Like that. It's like a zombie apocalypse, like DayZ, or not DayZ, World War Z, where they're like all really fast and scary and just like eat things. So
Okay.
that whenever anybody asks her about like the future, she either changes it or it's very vague. The team here knows her story, but like if other people ask her, she's like, yeah, fucking squirrels got really big, and then and then they just took over everything. Like they were climbing on buildings, knocking them down. It was really shitty. We had to oil everything.
Is that true, or is she pulling our legs? Is that no? Okay.
I'm just here wondering if I decided to end the world with squirrels. Is what I'm.
Mhm. Maybe that's why
Giving
I'm
you
here
a
with
few
you.
ideas.
I
Yeah.
mean,
And then why must you join this team specifically to achieve your mission's goals? I think, does anyone have any like healing properties, or like, I mean, basically you all are gods, so I think maybe that was like, hey, if I'm gonna have a chance with anybody, it's stack with the gods and we can figure this out. That makes sense to me.
Sure. And we talked a little bit about it beforehand, but we still need to determine, do the paladins know that you all are deific beings, or is this something that you have been trying to conceal from them? And I mean, that can be an individual choice. It sounds like Cormac is like, yep, no, I'm a god, worship me, please. All right. Is there anything else we should know about Viria at this time?
I think that she is sassy and I'm kind of a pathological liar. So it's kind of, are you telling the truth? Or because I know, and also my powers are telepathic, so I know the best way to fuck with people, and I think it's funny.
All right. It's starting to rethink the good characters tag I put on Twitch for this.
I'm not gonna hurt people, I just think it's funny to mess with them. You know
yeah.
me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I believe that brings us to Wings.
Okay. So I'm playing as Ati, but she knows that that's hard for some people, so she wears a lot of clothes with the number 80 on it, and it just sort of gives them a hint as to like how to go about it. Um, how did she get her powers? Well, why she was born with them. Because she is the goddess of mischief, and she has been thrown down from Olympus after some shenanigans with Zeus. Ironically, she did not bang him. He is her dad, according to some people. So after some shenanigans involving Zeus and Hera and Hercules, she is now on Earth, causing mischief and folly for man, and she's been doing that for centuries now. However, she also has to live in a human form, so she's just been kind of like aging and dying in various ways, and then having to start over as a baby. And she's getting real sick of it. So she's worked out a deal where she can rejoin the Pantheon if she figures out like the value of humility or humans or something. So she was born with the powers. What does she do for fun? Mostly get kicked out of casinos. Because her powers are mostly luck based. She likes to mess around with luck and gambling and mess with people. Who outside the team thinks better of you than you do? I could say a god, or I could pick just a random mortal who like tries to be her moral center. I'm just gonna say it's whatever deity she made a deal with to rejoin the Pantheon. We'll go with that. So why do you try to be a hero? See the above, because it's going to benefit her in the long run. She the way that I explained it to Tyler earlier was nobody's forcing her to do this, but she is under duress. And why do you care about the team? She would never tell anyone this, but she has grown a soft spot for them, and she genuinely does care for them.
Very
Th-
good.
Those are all my questions.
Yeah. Anything else we should know about Ati at this time?
Her powers are teleportation and psychic attacks, which I'm going to be flavoring as like a glowing deck of cards, and she just like throws cards like Gambit style.
Nice. All right. I believe that brings us to Wally.
Well, so wow. Sort of throw it there. All right. So the first question was, when did I officially become part of my legacy? So Kalu found a metal baseball bat that pretty much was one of the original pieces of metal that Ogun gave to the humanity when they gave them the knowledge of how to work steel and metal. And this was one of the original pieces. The bat was made from one of the original pieces of that trove of metal that he bestowed upon humanity. Because of that, he got a divine link between himself and Ogun, thus transforming him into the god itself, because the god needed a vessel on earth, because that's how the Nigerian pantheon worked. They came from the heavens to the earth and just stayed there. And Ogun needed a new vessel on this earth, so they chose Kalu. What's the greatest accomplishment of my legacy? The greatest accomplishment of legacy is when I gave the knowledge of fire and steel to humanity and helped them, make stuff. Before, back in the past, they had only soft clay to work with. Ogun gave them steel, and now here they are. And Ogun is the god of warriors. He's the god of steel. He's the god of farming. He's pretty much everything that's like prosperous, like people did with their hands, is what Ogun represented. But also at the same time, Ogun was also a very fierce and powerful god. So at the same time, people were like, yeah, you're really great, but also you're very, very frightening. That a lot of people have associated dogs with him, like more specifically like hunting dogs. So that's where he came up with the name Chromehound, because Ogun gave the gift of steel and represents dogs. How does the public perceive my legacy? It's very much a thing of not many people know the stories of Ogun. That's the thing. Like people who know about mythology would probably know of Ogun, and they were like, oh, you're like Prometheus, or you're like this god. And he's like, no, I'm not, but it's okay if you want to think that way, because he's kind of in the mindset that every single like god was there's no one god to represent everything, that everyone views a god in a different perspective. And that is how he goes by. It's like, you may not know my name, but you know what I did that someone else did, but it's okay. And that's kind of like what he goes by. Like, he has a legacy, and he kind of just wants to live up to it and kind of make more people know that who he is and who Ogun is. How does your legacy tie into the reasons being hero? That's it right there. He wants to be a hero because he feels that if he does heroic deeds, more people will know about Ogun. And he thinks if more people know about Ogun and more people like not worship him, but just know about him, he feels that Ogun will finally get a chance to leave Earth and go back into the pantheon in the sky. So that's why he's constantly trying to just be a hero, because he just wants Ogun to leave Earth so he can finally, earn his right up there. Everyone knows who he is. Why do I care about the team? It's because they're part of the reason I do all this. They're my pantheon. They're my fellow pantheon. Even if like Varia is like from the future, he views her as part of his pantheon. He views her as like someone that he can rely on, as he views them all as people that they can rely on, even in their own way and for other reasons. But hey, who knows? And I feel like Kalu and Cormac is definitely his not his moral compass, but his party compass. Yeah.
All right. Question for you with Ogun. Is it that he is like possessing Kalu, or is it more like a voice in the back of his head, or what's that dynamic
it's
like?
very much like he has access to everything that Ogun knows. So like he has Ogun in his head, but he himself is now Ogun. But he has Ogun in his head that he can talk to him and ask him for advice. And if he ever needs like any kind of wisdom, he can always just kind of like meditate and just like have a sit down talk with him if he ever needs to.
Okay. But it's not like he's, constantly talking to you in the back of your head.
Oh, no. But there are times when Ogun will like say, hey, you should be doing this kind of thing. Like, it's kind of like in My Hero Academia when Deku meets, or like in Avatar when they meet the other avatars. It's
Okay.
a lot like that. Like he has those moments where it could either he could willingly have it happen, or it just happens because they need to tell him something.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you. And is there anything else we should know about Kalu before we begin?
His powers are mythic might, mythic might, magic weaponry, and godlike beauty, because he is handsome.
All right. Okay. Oh shit, I think my mouse died again. One moment. All right. Okay, so now I think we can go around and do the when the team first came together stuff. So we'll go back to David with the Novus questions.
All right, the correct questions this time. We destroyed our surroundings in the fight. Where was it? What did we destroy?
When our team first came together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mine is we totally broke some major rules to win the fight. What rules did we break? Whose rules were they? And I feel like that feels very connected.
Mm-hmm. I think I feel like the rules we broke maybe are not like the rules of man, because we're three of us are gods. I think we broke.
You can say we all. It's fine.
Yeah, no, we're all.
I know I'm not. I know I'm not.
We're all gods. We're all gods. and one time traveler. But think of it. No, but think about it. We are all gods and a time traveler. We are a group of people who have probably broke not like a building or like a law of man of like you should do this. No, we probably broke a divine law, and maybe we broke something of time and space in what we did. Because also we have history. We're not just scrub heroes. We're like up and up heroes.
I buy that. Totally. Well, here my character wasn't always a good guy, quote unquote. So I feel like this is a good opportunity for this to be her heel turn moment. Where she's like, okay, I fucked things up pretty big this time. I'm actually gonna have to be a good guy now. I'm totally willing to have been a villain in this fight.
Ooh.
Okay, yes.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know at one point you were considering playing the Reformed playbook, which is
Yes.
literally a former villain who has become a hero now.
Yes. But she's also that. The Reformed is feels bad about what they did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like there's some guilt with that. With you, it's just like, I am done.
Mhm.
So like, ooh, yeah, no, I can't do that anymore.
Okay. All right, so we're kind of touching on some of the questions. Why don't we just go ahead and get the other playbooks questions in here so we can kind of piece it all together. So next would be the legacies.
Mine was all things considered. We did well and impress an established hero. Who was it?
Oh.
So either y'all
Ooh.
could pick one of the paladins that you are aware of, or come up with someone new for the purposes of this, and then the harbingers.
Well, what that tells me is that you had to be the one to take her down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think I definitely, yeah. So I was the one that took you down,
Yes.
but it was I think it wasn't like I like it was very much a thing of I kind of talked you down kind of thing. It
And
wasn't.
that was the impressive part.
Yeah, that was the impressive part, that I talked you down out of like just stop what we were doing. You know, we could continue fighting kind of situation, but how about we just stop and talk about this? Is
Mhm.
it really worth it to continue all this chaos that we're causing right now? And what if that's what we broke, because you have straight up like luck powers. What
Mhm.
if you
Oh.
accidentally caused like some legit reality warp?
Wait,
Like, you
wait,
broke
wait,
reality.
wait.
Yes,
one of my
LB?
things is someone is gonna become a villain. Who's it gonna be? What if it was always her? And like, so now I'm just trying to keep it from, like, to stop it from happening
Oh my god.
more.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so on board for this. I love it. So okay, so like that's what it was, is that you were sent back in time to prevent her from
Mhm.
basically ending the world as a
Mhm.
villain.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I love it.
And like the rule that was broken was we broke the rule of time and
Yeah.
space.
we- I was supposed to kill her, and like we did it, and then I was like, all right, well, I guess I just have to babysit, make sure that she doesn't go evil.
What if you were ready to outright kill her, but then you saw like that we talked her out of it, and you're like, okay, maybe there is another way of fixing this without killing people.
All right, I dig it. It's coming together,
good.
guys. It's coming
together.
That's so good. I love it.
But who did we impress though?
Oh,
What are some big
What?
names in the Paladins?
yeah.
So there's Athenas is the leader of the paladins, which Ata, you probably have an interesting perspective on Athenas, knowing that she is not actually like the embodiment of Athena or Artemis, but just has attributes of both of them.
Well, what I know is she like what do Athenas and Artemis think of her?
What do they think of Athenas? They're probably, I think Athena is mostly amused, and I think Artemis gets, and this is me kind of basing them more off, the Hades depictions of them. I think Artemis gets a bit competitive and it's like, I could have made that shot so much better and so much cooler than like Athena's did. But they don't dislike her. But yeah, I think Athena has sort of a almost motherly affection for her, and Artemis is like sees her as a potential rival, but also neither of them have ever directly interacted with Athenas.
Well, then maybe let's make it Athenas, and then I can also I'm going to change my answer for who thinks better of you than you do outside of the team. It's going to be Athenas, because I think that she made a deal with Hera that once she learns true humility, she can be a part of the Pantheon again. But Hera did that thinking that she would never do that.
I'm kind of noticing a trend that we're all trying to do something so that we don't have to be here anymore.
Look, I don't have a choice. I'm here. I'm stuck, okay? I'm just trying to do the best that I can.
I'm staying here. There's
I don't wanna leave.
there's
I
no
just-
godly domain to go to. I just live on Earth. Am a god.
See, that's why I like you so much. You just stick around and like, you're just gonna be there forever, which is nice because I'm also gonna be here forever until, hopefully the apocalypse doesn't happen. So
Cormac's just trying to make a house a home.
Yeah, that's all he's doing.
Yeah. Just get back what I lost because I accidentally fell asleep for 3,000 years. And like one does.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have everyone's
We still
when your
need to
team
do
first
the
came together?
Harbingers, because the Harbingers has some interesting stuff.
yeah, mine is we averted a disaster from the future history books. What was the disaster? What effects do we hope it has on the timeline? I think it was the future that I came from, at least, because of that. Or it could be the first piece of the like domino effect that became my future. So I'm just like holding that piece up as long as I can so that the rest doesn't fall.
Yeah. What if it was this like, kind of clash of gods kind of thing, right? And then you show up and you shift the balance
Yeah.
in one way or another. Because
Well,
I could easily see Cormac being like, you know what, Ade, I'm on your side here. Let's do it. Let's.
I think that's.
Let's just go bad. Let's just go bad.
And to go even further with that, like, it was a full-out clash of gods. Like, all gods were just fighting right there.
Ooh.
Oh,
And then
all the gods
Virius-
got involved?
Yeah. And then Virius showed up and was like, I'm going to kill that god right there. And Kyle was like, whoa, hold on a second.
hold on.
No one said anything about killing.
I just wanted to beat them up, not kill. Now, wait a minute.
And then I just show up. There are consequences to your actions. Do you understand?
Just like Virius that one video that goes, don't you hear that?
Your actions have consequences.
Just like have like I don't know. I keep picturing Cable in my head. So it's just I have this giant gun, and then you're like, no, hold on, I got this. And you start talking about it. I'm like, oh, okay. This is better. This is better. I like it.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I like that we tried to end the world first.
Yeah.
Well, did y'all know it was gonna end the world, or?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Uh,
I was
no.
just making giant squirrels to fight the other gods.
No, that's stage one.
I saw giant squirrels come in. I'm like, whoa, time to fight me some giant squirrels. And then I just showed up like, whoa, time for some reality warping bullshit. And we all started going at each other.
Okay, so I think
This
it
just
sounds like-
human walks in, guys. No.
So it sounds like most of you are kind of on a probationary status with the paladin.
Oh, for sure.
I think Kalu's the only one
Absolutely.
who's like in their full good graces if they knew that Virya was intending to kill Ate.
Ooh.
I think that the reason why like Kalu's on our team is because like he's the only one that they trust to keep us in check.
Yeah, because like it's also because like probably also if you look at it from like the Pantheon perspective, is that yeah, you are a god that actually helped out humanity. So why don't we stick you with all of these people so you can try to do something with this?
Okay.
Yes, I like this. Very
All
good.
right.
We should do relationships.
Yes.
Yes.
So now we need to do the the relationships. I'm trying to see. I don't know if this matters what order we do them in. So why don't we go in reverse order? So we'll start with Kalu.
Okay. Mine are. My first question is: you once got caught doing something that shames your legacy with blank. I am torn between Cormac and Ate so bad here. I was looking at that question and I was thinking about this the entire time. Like, oh fuck, which one?
Well, what's your second one? Like we can
Oh,
put
my
that on the
second
back
one,
burner.
yeah. My second one is you trust blank and told him an important secret about legacy. That's definitely Virya. That is
Yeah.
100% Virya because of the fact that Virya is trying to like actively trying to fix the future. He would confide with her like with a lot of things of like, look, we got to make sure we do this. We got to make sure this happens. We got to do this. So I feel like if he views anyone as like his second is definitely Virya. But the first question, oh man. Because it's her. I have to say Ate because of the fact that it would piss off other pantheon. It would piss off other gods if they did something buck wild with this one god that not many people like.
I love it.
Okay, and then you have your influence. that I
My
think we'll
influence,
go
everyone
and
gets
do.
influence over me.
All right. Okay. Next up we've got Ate.
Oh, that is me. Okay. So, my two relationships. You keep trying to impress someone with your antics, and the second one is you and someone pulled an awesome, if illegal, stunt together. I'm gonna try not to choose Kalu both times. I feel like Cormac is a good candidate for the illegal stunt.
I care not for the laws of man. So.
Okay.
Oh,
It's just a matter of like figuring out what stunt that was.
I think it's like on the level of like the noodle incident from Calvin Hobbes. You don't know what it is, but it just goes by a name.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, we can't call it the squirrel incident. We have to call it something else. What is
The
it
nut
called?
caper?
The nut caper. What is it called when have you guys ever heard of this, that in Midwestern towns they'll do like a lottery based on like where cows will
Yep.
pie in a field?
Mhm.
What do they call that?
What?
I've never
I
heard
think
of
it's
that.
just a
But
cow
that
lottery.
sounds
So
fucking
basically,
fantastic.
they like paint out a grid on a field, and you buy a ticket, and then each spot in the grid is numbered, and it's I don't know exactly how it works, but basically, if a cow poops on your number, you win.
Okay. We're gonna call it
so great.
we're gonna
I
call
guess I wasn't Midwestern enough for
I mean, I
that. We
learned
did
about
not
in
have that shit.
California.
it evidently it was
I've
called
never heard of this.
cow pie bingo. So we're gonna
Oh, I have heard of that actually. Now that you say that, I have heard of it.
so we're gonna call it the cow pie bingo incident.
Yeah. So it's bingo. You need
Yeah.
you need to get it's your bingo card. You need to get it.
Right, that would make more
Exactly.
sense than like, oh, this one number wins because it's a big field with lots of cows. So
I think that's where their domains overlap. So gambling and nature.
Okay, what? So we entered this and we just what
You
scammed a
broke
bunch of
LB.
hicks out of
No, that's the joke. We don't know what happened, but it was terrible.
Yep.
Okay.
It was awful. It was the worst thing ever. And like whenever anybody brings it up, they're all like, don't even talk about it. I don't want to hear about it again. Like, we can't let that happen again.
That poor cow.
That poor cow. Exactly. That's okay, so that's the thing that happened with us.
So GGK just wants to say no cows were harmed in the making of his actual play episode.
I put it back how it was.
See how it
Wait,
looks.
what?
physically, it wasn't physically harmed. Emotionally, though, devastated.
I'm just like picturing this like
I put it back. Terrible, but wonderful.
I'm just picturing this like somewhere like godly sentient cow that's roaming around that's just like cannot do anything because they're a cow, like just trapped in the form.
Yeah.
I mean, we could.
I can make a
say
cow
voices in this.
sentient. No problem.
I think that Ati is trying to impress Viria, specifically because she's from the future, and Ati hates the idea that she's become outdated. Like, she thinks that because she's lived on Earth all of this time and like had so many lifetimes and been around the humans, like she's got it down. Like she can run with the best of them. She's not like Cormac. Like Cormac doesn't know what's going on, but like she's trying to impress Viria because she's from the future and she's all like, I can do it for people in the present. I can impress them. I have to impress Viria.
What if also because Ate is like a representative of luck, because Varix comes from a future where it's just pure shit, you're worried that you don't exist because there's no joy and luck in the world anymore.
Oh.
So maybe that could be it also. Like you're worried, do I even matter anymore in the future?
I feel like there's layers to this.
Yeah, there's layers.
I think it's also because she knows that Viria was going to kill her. So it's all like, look how good I am. I'm super good.
I am liking it that like maybe in the future you are dead or like have been destroyed, and that's kind of what caused it, and that's kind of what stayed my hand too, because like this was my mission to like take you out so that whatever but this is like, no wait, if she's alive, that's better. Let's keep it that way.
All right. Oh, I'm into it. This is fun.
This is good.
Okay. Well, that's me. That's my 2 relationships figured out.
Then your
Me.
influence is fairly
Oh,
straightforward.
everyone gets influence. You care way more than you let on. Give 3 teammates influence over you. Everyone gets it.
Thanks, Auntie.
All right, but yes, now Viria with your Harbinger.
Yes, we've already covered one of them. Ati turns away from the hero's path. According to your history books, you have to prevent that from happening. Here we are, that's what I'm doing. You've always idolized Blank, but it's too awkward to admit to them now that you've met them in real life. Keep it cool. Keep it cool. I think it's gonna have to go to David's character.
Totally.
Korvac. Because he's so cool. He's just so calm and cool and like, yeah, I just want people to worship me. It's so much fun. And my character's like, I've lived in chaos. Teach me your ways. What is nature? What's that like?
A flower?
I came here and I smelled flowers for the first time. It was incredible. It's like I hadn't smelled anything in years. Besides garbage.
The first time you ate
rotting
pizza was
flesh.
euphoric.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about it.
It was probably a euphoric experience for you.
Euphoric.
And then, yeah, your influence is also very straightforward.
Everyone.
Yeah, every member of your team has the power to change the future, your future. All right, and then that brings us to David.
All right. Stop doing that. Okay. I have you hang out all the time with Blank to blow off steam. And I'm similar in that I'm torn between Kalu or Ate, as they both seem like there could be some fun shenanigans there. I think I'm gonna go with Kalu.
I agree with that specifically because I feel like Kalu is your anchor to like the modern like world, like what's going on here.
Yeah. I think like a lot of times like the way we blow off steam is that I just take you to like random modern places. Like you have like a list of things you want to do, and like every day we do one thing from your list, and that's how you blow off steam.
You're just doing normal people shit.
Yeah.
You were unavailable for one day, and that's when Cow Bingo happened.
And now Ate and Cormac are not allowed to hang out alone.
I think that was the day Miria gave us all your actions have consequences. She was like pacing back and forth. When are you going to learn?
Am I the group mom again? Is this what's happening? I'm the group mom? Alright, fine. I'll be the group mom. Look!
I think you'll at least have a group dad with you this time, too.
At least we do.
So,
Thank
it's
you.
Viria and Kalu and your
Thank
two
you.
unruly deities.
And my other is you once hurt Blank when you lost control of your powers.
Ooh.
And yeah, this could be any of you, and it makes sense. I think the obvious pick would be Viria, because I could just like forget that you're not a god of any kind and go a little overboard.
Sometimes
the
I like it. Sometimes it
biokinesis.
hurts.
All right. Okay. So yeah, I think I just went a little overboard with the biokinesis and maybe made a few too many temporary biological changes to you, and it didn't react well with
It could
your
be
person.
that I have a lot of modifications too, like technological ones.
Yeah,
so,
cybernetics.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't interact well. Yeah, maybe healing you or something like that, and it was like started like pushing out cybernetic implants or
And that could have been so bad because like there's no way to fix those in this time.
I got a slight ringing in my ear constantly, but it's okay. I'll be fine.
you're muted.
Sorry.
Got the stigmatism.
Yeah.
All right, and then the influence where we actually have to make a decision here in this
Mhm.
group.
I have to choose if I am happy or locked down, and then that changes who I give influence to. I'm going to go with happy, so everyone gets influence. So
Huzzah!
All have influence of each other.
Yeah, and so remember, with influence, you get +1 to moves targeting someone you have influence over. When someone with influence over you tells you who you are or how the world works, accept what they say or reject their influence. If you accept what they say, I can adjust your labels accordingly. If you want to keep your labels as they are, you have to attempt to reject the influence. And these are all in the influence handouts in the Roll20. And yeah, influence 2 talks about you take +1 to all moves towards them, including playbook moves, or even assess the situation if it involves them. And you can take advantage of your influence over someone, where you surrender your influence over them and you get to pick one of the options. Two of which are antagonistic, and then the third one basically gives you a +2 on that roll for them. So yeah. Okay. I think that covers everything we need to do for party creation, as it were. And so I guess question for the group: do you want to do a little bit and then take our break at our normal time, or should we just take a break now and then just play the rest of the session straight through?
I mean, I'm good either or. That's yeah.
Let's
Feels
do a
like a
quick
good
one
break
now,
in
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good break.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we'll go ahead and take our break here. And then we'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes, and then we will get on with the godly antics that I'm sure will crop up. So everyone take some time, stretch, get some water, get some snacks, take your meds, etc. Maybe if you've got time, even go outside, get some fresh air. We'll be back in just a little bit, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, Internet. Thanks for sticking with us on our break, and I hope you did whatever self-care you needed to over break. I know we did. It involved a lot of talk about Marvel and cats and the usual stuff of getting water, snacks, drinks, etc. But we are ready to get back to it with this one shot. So now that we have met our our colorful cast of characters, let's find out what is happening with them this evening, shall we? Just deciding which soundtrack I want to go with. We start with a news report. We find ourselves on a street in the industrial neighborhood, one of the industrial neighborhoods of Port Arbor. And we find ourselves in front of a wrecked warehouse, but perhaps not a totally uncommon sight given the super antics that happen in this city. But what is somewhat notable for this one is that this is in the trendy industrial district where the various startups have set up shop in old warehouses and such. And we find ourselves in front of an relatively unadorned one. And we see that there are still some services combing over the wreckage of this place. And some of them seem to be actually in like hazmat suits or something. And we see a news reporter, and this is early morning, just a bit after dawn. Clearly, this happened the previous evening, and we zoom in on the reporter with her camera person, and we see her kind of reviewing a notebook, kind of muttering to herself, practicing her lines, clearly waiting for her cue. And soon enough, that cue comes. Good morning, Port Arbor. This is Tasha Adams with the Arbor Report. I'm here in front of a warehouse belonging to one Dexter Dixon, the wealthiest member of our fair city, head of Dex Corp, philanthropist, entrepreneur, CEO, all that good stuff. But in the evening last night, overnight, one of his warehouses was the site of a calamity. As you can see behind me, and gesturing towards the wreckage where we can see some of those in the hazmat suits wandering around, scanning things, there was an altercation. The details are still coming in. The paladins are still investigating, but they have shared that they believe there was some dark magic afoot here. They have not yet released what villains they think may have been involved, or what heroes were even involved in stopping this. But it is clear there has been something happening here, and it is very magical. You can see the crews behind me are in full protective gear to ward off any wayward magics that may still be around. Even myself, as you can see, like indicates to a do not cross cordon that she is on the safe side of. It is not yet safe for civilians to wander around. Even the nearby businesses have been asked to work remotely for the near future as much as possible. We will, of course, be keeping you up to date as we learn more, but this is just another reminder to stay safe, stay vigilant, and of course, if you see anything, alert the paladins immediately. This is Tasha Adams signing off. And we cut to downtown, one of the biggest skyscrapers in the city. And there is a big up at the top, it's got kind of a golden dome. It's like a much more rounded Chrysler building, I guess. There may be a better pull for architecture. And we see etched into that dome is Dex Corp. And we go inside to the sort of penthouse office, and we see a very we see a man, and while out in public, he is all smiles, all kindness, all very much, yes, I am fabulously wealthy, but I will, of course, use my wealth and influence to do what is best for the citizens of Port Arbor and the world at large. And he is watching this report, and he is, I guess, describing the man. He's got, well, the first detail I thought of when I figured out his physicality is he's got a man bun. That is important to this. He's got a man bun. He's got a very well trimmed, a cultivated 5 o'clock shadow. So, constant stubble. No one's ever seen him with a beard that would have more than, a couple days growth at most, nor has anyone ever seen him clean shaven. But he is very clearly doing his best to keep himself looking one would think he could almost be a model, not quite, but almost, given how much effort he has put into his appearance. And this is Dexter Dixon, the head of DexCorp, as Tasha Adams was saying, the wealthiest citizen of Port Arbor, the founder and CEO of DexCorp, known to be a great philanthropist throughout the city and the surrounding area, and is one of the primary funders for the Paladins from what they get from non-governmental public resources. They are, of course, always donations. He is not part of their official budget, but he is sure to lend plenty to their cause. And we see that he is sitting at his desk, and there are some aides who are, they're not nervous per se, but they're very much waiting to see how he is reacting, what orders he will give. And he uses a remote to turn off the TV where he's been watching this news report. And he turns to one of the aides nearby and says, "Please get me a meeting with the Paladins. I would like to know as soon as possible if it was that Squire squad that caused this, and who they can assign to investigate this further. Preferably some knights, at least, please." And the aide sort of nods.
Are you gonna make us get ourselves in trouble here? Because that is a dick move.
We'll see how y'all play it. So the the aide wanders off. There are some phone calls made to Paladin's HQ. They get in touch with Graviga, one of the Paladins, and there is a time set up for later in the day. And though Graviga tells them that, yes, I understand that Mr. Dixon is very wealthy and his time is very valuable, but the knights are still students, and we will not put their education on the back burner. So you will have to wait until they are done with classes for the day. And hangs up before the aide can say anything else. Graviga, who is a tall woman, sort of unnaturally tall, not like, but given that her powers are gravity manipulation, she has basically undone all the effects of gravity on herself, so she has a sort of elongated appearance. She's always floating ever so slightly over whatever surface she is, whether that's walking or in a chair. She sighs, rubs her temples, pops, a couple Advil. This is going to be a long day, and starts looking at the schedule to see which knights will be ready to look into this first. We cut across to Arbor State, one of the colleges, universities in Port Arbor, and it is nearing the end of the school day, and we see coming out of their classes for the day first. Let me just roll a d4 here, decide who we go to first. All right, going it by Zoom order that I have here. Viria, what are you doing? What was the class you just came out of, and where are you heading? It's still a school night.
Yeah, I think Viria is coming out of her 20th century history class, where she is speaking with begrudgingly speaking with one of the other classmates who is asking her about some of the homework, some of the studies, and I think that she's just like, look, I got a lot of homework I gotta do. I gotta take off. But I really appreciate you sitting next to me and talking to me the whole class. That was really nice, and I really appreciate you being here for me and with me today. But I gotta go. I don't want to exchange numbers, but thank you for that. And I hope that you have a great evening by yourself in your little dorm room. I gotta go. Okay.
He is unsure how to respond to that barrage as you just leave him in your trails. And you get, not too much further before whatever your communication device of choice starts beeping, letting you know that there is a mission to report in for tonight.
It's just a ping in her head. Her implants sort of allow her to get those wavelengths that way. And she kind of sees over the overlay of the world around her. She sees the message kind of come up on scroll. And there's also like a music video that's been playing sort of top left where she's like not actually looking, but like enough that if she needs to pay attention to it, she can. And she kind of pauses the video by like tapping her neck in a certain way. And she, I think she's going to message, hey baby. Who's she gonna message?
Who does she message? Hey baby.
Cormac. Hey baby, where you at? You wanna walk to this event together?
What is Cormac doing at the end of the day and getting both the Paladin's ping and now a message from Viria?
All right. I think he's coming out of like a genetics lab, and he's explaining like how exactly he has made this corn grow so fast. And he's got like a gaggle of other students around him, and he gets the pings right after each other, and kind of like holds the phone and sees one is from the most recent one is from Viria, so he's gonna accidentally call her.
She pulls out a fake phone and puts it up to her ear because she doesn't actually need one. Hello?
Hi, yeah, I got a message from you.
Yes, did you read it?
I was trying to, and I think I messed it
up.
Oh,
you just called me. That's okay. You're cute enough that this isn't a huge problem for me. But I was wondering, we got a call, we gotta go into work. Are you just getting out of the lab?
Yeah. And then he's just gonna go, hey guys, I gotta go. Sorry, everyone. I'll join you at the party later. And maybe.
Wait, is Cormac a frat bro?
I don't. Yeah. Why wouldn't he be? Yeah.
He wants to be friends with everyone.
Yeah. He wants people to love him. So.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be at the. I might be late. It looks like it's going to be a thing. Anyways. And he goes, yeah, okay. So that must be the other message I got. All right.
Yeah, just remember, you don't have to put your whole hand on the screen when you get something. Just tap with your finger, okay? Just one finger. Just the finger.
That's what I was doing, but that's fine.
It's all right. You're very strong. I appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna swing around and you just stay in front of the building. I'm on my way there.
Okay.
All right. So as those two start to group up, damn it, my mouse again.
Why did you got a corded mouse? Why you let your mouse be all cordless there?
I need to figure it out. It's I recently upgraded my computer and the USB ports are uncooperative.
You're gonna be stuck in this voice for the next forever.
It's where I'm gonna
Yes.
be. I'm gonna be
This
at
is
work
where
tomorrow,
you are now.
talking
This
to
is who you
clients.
are
It's,
now.
you want
It's
a
not
bath?
a phase, Mom.
You want a bath for your dog? Well, your dog's matted. I gotta shave it. I'm sorry. I don't know what I can do. You gotta brush it.
All right. According to the D2 and the Zoom order, Ate, what are you doing at the end of the day as you get this call into work?
She is in the middle of an ethics class, and she's openly arguing with the professor. It's like, okay, but have you considered that through their own hamartia, they actually deserved the bad things that happened to them? And then like, oh, sorry, here, hold on. Oh, yeah, right. No, I need to leave. Okay, yeah. Bye. Yeah, what's going on? Oh,
Who's calling you?
I guess I should leave then. I'm going. She goes.
I think the professor is probably not quite used to these antics, but is I think as Ate is leaving, another a pick me student is trying to pick up where you left off, and the professor gets drawn back into that and the class. And yeah, let's say that if it makes sense that as you are leaving the classroom, you bump into Kalu. Kalu, where have you been coming from?
Kalu is coming down the hall. They look like they came from practice. They're still wearing their baseball gear. Like well, they're not wearing in full gear. They're pretty much just wearing like their athletic pants and their sneaks. And they're wearing a tank top also, and like their duffel bag is over their shoulder, and they are jacked. Like, it's hard not to look at him, kind of thing. Like when you pass, like, it's the best way to describe it. It's like Chris Hemsworth Thor. Like you cannot not look at him. That's how attractive he is, because he has godlike beauty, and you cannot not look at him. But you cannot not look. Are you attractive? No, maybe, I don't know, but you cannot not look at him.
Incredible. I think she just like literally bounces off of him, like as they like collide in the hallway. And she like backs up a little bit. She is also in athletic gear, but not because she's an athlete. She just like found a jersey with the number 80 on it, and she's like, hey, that sounds kind of like my name. So it's like oversized, and she's like trying to style it up, but yeah, and like the long curly black hair, she just like bounces off of him, and she's like, oh, Kalu, excellent. Did you get the call?
Yeah, I just got it like a couple of moments ago. That's why I left the gym. You're going?
Yeah, we should both go together.
Yeah, we should both go together. I mean, yeah, we should go. And he turns down the hall.
She follows.
But do they hold hands?
I gotta say, she's immune to his good looks because she comes from like the pantheon. She's seen a million like him.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So it's up to you. Do you all want to meet up before you get there? Or do you just want to meet up at Paladin's HQ? Because you've been told through the various communications that this is a high priority mission for a VIP, and you are to suit up and then meet in one of the public meeting rooms at Paladin's HQ.
I bet we meet up in the locker room.
Yeah, we're professionals. Like, we've done this before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What do all our costumes look like?
Yep, that is a good question.
Oh.
If anyone knows what your hero outfit looks like, you can go ahead and get started. But
I know what it looks like.
Go.
He's wearing his hero outfit is a pair of baseball shorts and sneakers, and he has a baseball jersey, and on the back is this symbol, like this really stylized silhouette of a wolf on the back of his baseball jersey, and it says like in like like embroidered. It says Chrome Hound on the back, and like the sleeves are ripped off, and it looks like it's been through like a lot.
Right. And is there any kind of mask, or does Kalu just have like a Superman Clark Kent thing for obscuring what he looks like?
So actually, yeah, he does the Superman Clark Kent thing because he firmly believes that his glasses, like pretty much, dilute his beautiful godlike beauty eyes. So,
so that they're not such a hazard for people.
Yeah. Look, that's what it happened. That's the explanation in comics of why Superman wears glasses, okay, as a secret identity. So I'm sticking with it. But yeah, he does. Right. He just takes off his glasses, but there's like really no difference in how he looks. Because he thinks in his mind this is how it works, but he just takes off his glasses. It's no different.
The Clark Kent effect.
Yeah.
Do you change which side your part is on in your
yes.
hair?
Like he reaches up, like he undoes like the nest of like he undoes like the rubber band that's keeping like his braids up into like an athletic top knot, and he lets it go and just messes it up. It's like, yep, I'm ready to go.
Nice.
Identity successfully concealed.
All right. Who else has an idea of what their costume is like?
I've got one. Ati's costume basically looks like a pinstriped gambler's suit. She's got a fedora, like a real one, not a trilby. And yeah, we'll go ahead and say that there's like a golden rose in it. It's all black with gold trim. And like when she goes hero mode, like it just like magically like drapes across her. And she looks like a marble statue with solid gold eyes.
Nice.
That's awesome. I think that her gear is very apocalyptic, like chic. Like she's got a half cape that kind of goes over her top. There's a hood that covers her eyes, and it's got like a mask, so you can kind of just see her eyes through it. Underneath it, there's a lot of like strips of stuff, and on the strips are bladed weapons that she uses her telekinesis on. So like when she goes into full like power mode, it kind of all flares up like she's in a windstorm, but she can like use the items on her like a survivalist, but also like a wind of blades sort of situation.
Okay.
All
I think Hot
black
Topic
and browns.
has tried to sponsor you, but the Paladins do not accept sponsorship. They will accept, generous donations from wealthy individuals like Dexter Dixon, but they do not do actual sponsorships.
Right, but I will accept donations, and if they want to do it under the table. Social media apparently was a big thing back in the day, so I'm here to like exploit that as much as possible. If people want to see me in these outfits, that's cool. If I get money is a thing here? That's weird. What's that like?
All right, and Pagan, what is your outfit?
Right. So I change my shape into being, my normal godly self, and a 7 foot tall blue man with like some chalky white stripes down my face and chest. I have like a deer skin kind of over my head with like these huge antlers, and then there's some like goat horns that come out, and then I'm like wearing a wolf pelt kind of over my shoulders and down, and yeah, just kind of fur and antlers and things like that.
All right. Very good. Anything y'all talk about before you get to the meeting room?
Do we know who this VIP is?
You haven't been told yet, but you do know that the Paladins rarely actually ascribe a VIP status to someone. If it is, it's usually a government official of some kind, or a celebrity who has done like good work for the city. Like they don't just be like, oh, say you have who was it, Bree 33 coming through town.
Bree!
Yeah, they don't just, they're a pop star. Like, yeah, they're an entertainer, but they have not done much for the city of Port Arbor themselves. So like that would be an important mission, but it would not be a VIP mission. So you do know that this has some actual importance to the Paladins organization, that they are ascribing this actual VIP status.
What if it's an actual paladin? Like, what if we trying to help out one of the bigwigs, or someone bigger,
I feel like they would have said that.
But it's a VIP. It's on the down low. We don't want to get people excited right off the bat, right?
I
If
don't
it's
know.
a paladin, why would they need a escort?
If it was someone pretty important, I mean, why wouldn't they call in paladins and not just us?
Right. I guess that's true. That's true.
I mean, it's probably not very important, but it's probably important enough that we at least got to be, at our best. So let's be at our best.
They must be very important. They're getting 3 gods. And
That's true.
someone from the future. So
Exactly. I'm always at my best.
Yeah.
You
just-
are.
What?
I'm a little worried that whoever it is, if they're a VIP and they know it, that they will not give us the proper respect we deserve. But
we talked about, you remember humility? Remember we talked about humility?
I remember you said it's important.
It is. And, sometimes it's better if you let other people do the talking, because sometimes you come off a little strong, which I really like, but other people don't get it right away, So...
So you're telling me I should do the talking again?
Well,
I mean,
sometimes
look,
I come off as sarcastic, and, people don't like that, so usually you're the best option.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If we need this guy to like us, I can literally make him like us.
And
So
that's true. Also, that's not a good guy thing. Remember, we talked about that too.
Yeah, I tried
how
that
would anyone
yesterday.
know?
My ethics teacher says I can't.
Yeah.
You can't just.
I can
Use
make
your
your
divine
ethics
power to do
teacher
that.
like that.
But isn't it more rewarding if you do it on your own merit and not just by magic?
It is my own merit. I have I have an innate ability that allows me to do this.
You know what? You're looking really cute today. Did I tell you that before? Did I tell you that when we walked in here? I really like the outfit you're wearing.
I knew I was, but it's great to hear you say it. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm not going to do that to him for reasons that make sense, we'll say. And other people will talk to the VIP.
Yeah.
I'll talk to the VIP, I suppose.
I appreciate it. God, I think we make a great team, all of us. I think we all have great attributes that lead into these, assignments. We got a lot of, not a lot of heavy hitters, but as far as personalities go, I think we got all the boxes. Well, no, I mean, yes, you obviously, but all of us together. Like, I can take a punch, but not from you, obviously. Like, the bad guys, not so much.
Well, I mean, look, everyone has. No, you're absolutely right. Everyone has their purpose on the team. I mean, Cormac, they're incredibly powerful.
Oh yeah.
You have a lot of knowledge of things that many people don't know about.
Plus, I can read people's minds. That's nice.
Whoa, you can do that?
Kalu, we've talked about this before. You know that I can do that. You know that I can just do that all the time. I do it to you all the time.
This world where mortals have powers like this, it just is always surprising to me. Anyways, continue with what you were saying.
Speaking of, my ethics teacher had an interesting thought on that.
You know what? I'm just gonna grab a cup of coffee before we get out of here. Does anyone else want one before sometimes I just gotta step away, to be honest. It's a lot.
I'm good. I'm good. I think we should head over to the meeting room. Is what we should do.
I think that's a great idea.
Pick up my bat, heft it on my shoulder.
Right.
Just caresses Cormac's cheek and just like, honey, sometimes it's better if you listen to me. like when I talk to you. It's nice when you do that. I like you more when you listen to when I talk to you. You know that, right?
I mean, there's a lot to remember about everything all the
Yeah.
time. And I'm sorry if I forget something.
It's okay. You know what? It's fine. I just, remember I can read minds. I can also throw things with my mind.
I think I'm just like have made like a leg of goat that's like cooked and I'm eating it and I'll like, did you want any?
Oh, you know what? Yes. Actually, can you put a little of that tahini on it from that you did before? Oh god, that was so good. Had the food here that has flavor. I'm still 2 years in and I'm still amazed.
And yeah, I'll just kind of put a hand out and there's like a swirling of it almost looks like dust that coalesces into it and I'm like, yeah.
Pulls down the mask, just starts eating away.
As Ati exits the room, following everybody else out, she's just gonna conjure a deck of cards that are like fully gold and just start shuffling them.
All right, so the four of you make your way through to the meeting room that you've been told to arrive in. And as you enter, you see Graviga there, who is standing. Well, standing, she's floating, but as I said before, a tall, long woman, and everything about her gives the appearance of being, I guess, some people would say perky, but again, she is just like untouched by gravity, literally. Like her long hair is just floating, as if she is in water. She's got kind of a flowing dress a little bit that is also, floating, not held down by something as simple as gravity. And she says, as she sees the four of you enter, yes, good. Thank you all for coming. Riboviria, Pagan, Chromehound, Misfortune. This is the VIP for this evening. I assume you know Mr. Dixon. And as you turn, you see that Dexter Dixon himself is there. He's standing, looking out a window over Port Arbor. He's got his man bun, his 5 o'clock shadow. He is in, a turtleneck, and some slacks, and some nice comfortable shoes. Like they're not full dress shoes because he's not one for that sort of fashion. That's not quite the right word, but he does go, except for his known love of gilding things in gold. He, for the most part, is function over form in most things. And he turns from the window and looks at the four of you and just immediately lights up with a smile. Yes, hello, knights. Thank you for answering my call, as it were. So, you look like you're about to say something.
Yes, sir. It's an honor to meet you, sir. I've read about all the philanthropy stuff, work you've done. The charities organizations are fantastic.
I mean, it's literally the least I can do. In fact, I am planning to do quite a bit more for them in the near future. But that's not what we're here about tonight.
Oh, well, what are we here for? I mean, I'm certain you got gotten an easier security gig for you.
Well, so that is actually the part of the issue. I don't know if you saw on the news this morning, but one of my warehouses had an incident last night. It was an extremely unfortunate set of circumstances, and in fact, it appears that things culminated the last night, but And you see that he kind of his breath hitches for a bit, and he, excuse me for a moment, and you see like one tear roll down his cheek. One of my warehouses for DexCorp was taken over by a supervillain who we have not yet recovered any bodies of my staff there, and given what the paladins have found thus far, it is unlikely that we will. And so excuse me, I'm still in grieving for my employees, and you see that the turtleneck and the slacks he's wearing are black.
How long have they been dead?
It's well, I suppose the security footage, now that the magic that was there has been dispelled, we know that a few days ago the supervillain arrived. The magic caused the security cameras and security systems to act as normal, and so it was a storage facility, not one that gets everyday traffic, and so we didn't know that anything was wrong.
Sorry, continue on. I thought maybe I could help, but I think they might be a little too dead for me. All right.
He tries to not look like taken aback at that statement, but just kind of.
It's fine. It's lovely to meet you. I've read all about your antics and your personality, and you're I don't want to. No, it's fine. Look, do you know what kind of magic was used? Was it divination, astrology, alchemy, sorcery, like that sort of stuff? Do we know anything walking into this?
And he turns towards Gravica, who has produced some file folders and starts passing them out to you. And we have determined that this was dark sorcery. In fact, we are reasonably confident that we know the supervillain at fault for this. We suspect that this was Susurrus.
A sorceress?
Well, she is a sorceress, but the name she goes by is also Susurrus.
Susurrus.
It is. This is what we know about her. We believe that, well, she herself originates from Spain, but she spent some time here in Port Arbor, and it is actually when her wife was an unfortunate victim in a superpowered conflict that she turned to her supervillainous ways. She has a daughter who had been her sidekick, but is now actually one of our squires, Fragment. You may have met at a mixer, perhaps. But we have only just recently learned that she has returned to Port Arbor, and this is the first major sign of activity that we've seen from her. We have reached out to her nemesis, as it were, one of our paladins, Super Sherry, who has been abroad visiting family back in India, but is on her way back to Port Arbor now to help deal with this. But based on her expertise of Susurrus, she believes that Susurrus is going to try for one of the artifacts at the Institute for the Arcane Arts, which you know to be a museum/research facility in Port Arbor, which catalogs magical artifacts, and has the ones that are the least dangerous available for display to the public to come and see like, oh, and here we have, the amulet of Samarkand, or Solomon's sword, or things that many people believe or know to have had magical properties throughout humanity's history. And they are also responsible for securing the artifacts that are considered the most dangerous. And while there are certainly many items at the institute that would not be great if she got her hands on, Super Cherie believes that it is not actually one of the most secure ones that she is going for, but given that her specialty is in shadow sorcery, we believe she is going for the Dark Lantern instead. And passes you all, or indicates what page in the brief to turn to, and you see an artifact that there is an artist's rendition of, because there is a note that attempting to take photographs of this artifact blanks out the camera, renders it, there is no image to it, and instead it is what looks like an old-timey oil lantern, but instead of emitting light, it seems to emit darkness and shadow, and kind of it's characterized with a curling mist around it, but the notes go on to say that like it will, even at its dimmest, at its weakest, it will still fill a 20 by 20 foot space with pitch blackness.
Okay, well, it looks like if this is what she wants, what do you think she's probably going to do with it then?
Well, we know that her magics, and in particular her ability to summon shadow minions, is strengthened in darkness. And given that the site at Mr. Dixon's warehouse was apparently she was attempting to set up a ritual location, we suspect that perhaps she was planning to boost the powers of this artifact, or it could be anything. This is unfortunately one of the problems in dealing with practitioners of the arcane arts, is the possibilities are nearly limitless, and it is rather just a question of their proficiency and their skills and the power they're able to draw forth.
One more
Very
question.
astute of you, Mr. Dixon.
One more question. Do you mind if we break it?
Gravaga kind of it is a priceless artifact, but if it is a question of breaking it or letting her get away with it, then yes, it would be better to break it.
Okay, good, because, well, with all due respect, Mr. Dixon, I understand that this item is very important to you, but also an item like this really should not be in the hands of people in general. If it does get to the point where it gets too out of control for us, we will probably break it. And I'm sorry, but you will be out of an investment in the process.
Oh, I'm realizing I've made the mistake of their voices sound way too similar. But Dexter Dixon says, "Oh no, the artifact is of little consequence to me personally, aside from, of course, the tragic loss of the knowledge it can provide and the cultural significance. But no, it is not something that I have put personal investment to. I mean, of course, yes, I contribute to the Institute for the Arcane Arts, but no, this is more about helping figure out what this sorceress's plans are and bringing her to justice, even if that just means thwarting her plans in this moment."
So you're just here because you want to during the briefing to be like, and I also, a rich man, wants you to do this.
Like,
All right.
Like
It's-
Chromat is looking at like Cormac.
Oh, this.
I
No,
am, sir. I apologize.
No, it's all right. Pagan is correct. That is a rather blunt way of putting things, but I suppose I just wanted to impress upon you the urgency and the human cost that this villain has already incurred. And so,
If it were
well,
anyone else, I wouldn't do this. But he is a very rich and very prideful man, and Ati specifically specializes in taking down men of pride. I'm gonna pierce the mask to see if he's genuine.
okay, go ahead and roll plus superior. Or no, that's plus mundane.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's mundane.
Yep.
I go. That's an 8 for a hit.
Okay, so on a 7 to 9, you get to ask 1, what do you intend to do? How could I get your character to blank? How could I gain influence over you? What are you really planning? What do you want me to do?
I want to know how I could gain influence over him.
Okay, you gather that, I mean, his public persona and what your characters would know is he is, the, philanthropist to a T. Like he is, aside from being, a multi-billionaire, and there are no good billionaires. For most intents and purposes, he has used his extensive wealth to towards the betterment of mankind. He has funded many medicines, technologies, and given that he is a Port Arbor local, Port Arbor in particular has gotten much benefit from his businesses, but he does still have that propensity towards gold, which does seem to be a what's the word? Not a theme, but a part of Misfortune's whole shtick as well. So you gather that he might have an appreciation for that.
So he cares a lot about his image, but he also seems to really like gold for some reason.
Yep.
All right. I'm just gonna keep that in my back pocket.
All right.
We will do everything in our power to figure out what this person is going to be doing. So don't you worry, you're in good hands. Don't feel like you need to go on any sudden ski trips to the Alps.
I wasn't planning on it. I do still need to meet with the families of my staff who
Good.
have.
Yeah.
He just kind of trails off.
Yeah, of course. And you know what? The Alps are just a terrible. They're a shit place, anyways. You should go up north further. In general, just don't go there ever.
I suppose I will take that under advisement the next time I plan a ski trip. Thank you,
That's just
Rigoveria.
Of course. Just off the top of my head, something I've been thinking about.
But also, Mr. Dixon, if it also seemed to you, I suggest that you also go into hiding yourself.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
I trust your judgment, so I will not immediately dismiss that notion, but it is important that I maintain my public figure, especially as the victims in this attack were my employees. It would not do for me to remove myself from public eye when they need to be avenged.
Yes, Mr. Dixon, but as the knight who is going to be part of your security team, making sure that you are going to be safe, we're not asking you to do this. We're telling you to do this for your own safety. And I would like to use a move.
Hey, yo!
Okay. Well, what move are you?
The move is oh, I forgot to write down the name of it. Hold up. The move is symbol of authority. When I give an NPC an order based on authority, they recognize roll savior. If on a hit they choose one, do what I say, get out of the way, or attack you at disadvantage or freeze.
Okay, so go ahead and roll plus savior.
Okay. That is a 9.
Okay, so that's a hit. So on a hit, they choose one. Well, they're not going to attack you at disadvantage. um, yeah, I suppose in this case, the only one that really makes sense is to do what you say. And so he will say, if in the course of your investigation this evening, you believe that the sorceress has reason to come after me personally, then yes, I will go to ground. But I would ask that I be given, and kind of looking towards Graviga, some, perhaps additional security as I visit the families of the bereaved. And she nods at that idea.
Of course, Mr. Dixon. Misfortune is going to take a few steps towards him and pull a card from her deck. It's just solid gold. She's going to slide it into the pocket that normally holds the pocket square on his outfit, his jacket. And she says, if you need anything, we'll be aware.
Thank you, Misfortune. And he will kind of take it, put it into his wallet, tuck that away. And yes, you can go ahead and mark that you have influence over Dexter Dixon.
Ooh.
All right. Does anyone else have questions for either him or Graviga before you head out?
I think before we leave, I'm going to turn to Mr. Dixon and say, before you go see the families, would you like me to do anything about your hair? I don't know how respectful it would be. Or maybe give you a shave or something.
You see that he is taken aback for a fraction of a second before he, chuckles and is like, oh, Pagan, would you show up to do your hero business without your glorious horns or your war paint or your...
Actually, he's done it without any pants once, sir.
So this isn't paint, this is my skin.
Right. Yes, forgive me, of course. But would you be pagan if you were not attired thusly?
Ah, I understand.
A rose is not a rose, right?
Is that a rose? The hair?
No,
you know what?
I'll explain it to you in the car, okay, hon?
Yeah, he looks like that on purpose.
I mean, I got it. I was trying to be nice to him and imply that maybe he could do better. But all right, if we're all okay with this.
It was lovely to meet you again. Avoid the Alps, okay? Have a good one.
It was lovely to meet you, sir. He looks mortified a bit as he heads out.
Yeah, on the way out the door, Misfortune is just smiling to herself, and then she seems to have a moment of realization. She's like, oh, sorry, Kalu, we did that thing where we weren't quiet throughout the entire... we should have let you talk. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's totally fine. All right, let's do this, guys. Let's go.
Do you guys want to know how he came to his tragic death? Because it is a big story.
I will actually say the future very unclear about the fate of Dexter Dixon. There are some who decry him as a villain, and there are those who uphold him as humanity's last attempt at salvation.
I'm just talking about his physical death.
Viria, remind me to tell you about someone named Cassandra sometime.
Oh, Cassandra. I like that name.
All right. So you all are able to, well, I guess, do any of you have personal transportation that you make available to the team, or do you all rely on other methods of locomotion to get around the city, do your heroic duties?
Give us all Clydesdales.
Do we just like? I mean, do we all have like our own like methods of locomotion?
Yeah. do we?
Otherwise, like we could have like a mystery machine or like.
I don't have any method of locomotion for my character.
I could teleport. Like
I don't have that. I don't have that.
I feel like I
guessing-
can jump really good.
I'm
Can't do that.
guessing it's limited to like line of sight. That's what makes the most sense to me. Aside from like having it, unless they have like a card from my deck. I feel like if somebody has a card from my deck, they can summon me from wherever I am.
Okay.
But otherwise it's limited by where I can see.
Sure, makes
'Cause I
sense.
throw my cards there. And then I
Make
poof.
everyone grow wings. We could do that and I'll fly.
You're scary.
That's horrifying.
Payan has done that once for you all before. You all swore never again because it was one of the most horrifying experiences of your life to suddenly have wings that you didn't fully understand out of control.
You know what
I
I think?
would give them the part of the brain that controls the wings as well.
You know that's.
God.
You remember when the last time you messed with my brain and I wasn't able to see for a week?
Yeah, and I learned not to put stuff on that side of your brain.
Yeah.
You've been
So
over
let's
this.
just go back to like riding in the car. Okay? Is that okay with everyone? Just taking the car?
I'm fine with the car because I didn't like having hollow bones for a week.
That was also weird. Just like being really light
I
and like
really
really.
didn't like that.
Nah.
It's not my fault. You didn't want me to change you back, and you wanted to have it all natural. I could have made your bones back to normal in a second.
It was just it was just too much. It was just too much.
Yeah, but you forgot and you went out of town and we were stuck. Okay, so like.
I have a phone.
Yeah, and do you remember how to use it? We've talked
No,
about it.
but
Okay,
you could call me on it.
it's
It's
fine.
there. It's on.
You know what? I'll drive. Okay, is everyone okay with that? I'll just take the wheel.
Please
I'll
do.
do-
All
Ride
right.
behind.
Oh my god.
You've
Ah!
had 2 years.
Not you
You
guys.
know how to drive. I was gonna say, does Viria know how to drive from the future? But,
This is easy. This is easy sauce compared to anything that I've come from.
Yep. And so, there are Paladins vehicles available. There are some that have, the full Paladins logo and regalia on them, and some that are, much more not undercover, though they obviously have those options available too as needed, but subdued, I guess. But you're able to find a vehicle, a van of some kind, and start making your way across the city to the Institute of the Arcane Arts. Yeah, doesn't take too long to get there. It is also relatively downtown, and you are able to park the vehicle almost wherever you want. It is actually at this point in time getting a little bit later in the evening, and as Viri is driving you over, you read through more of the dossiers you've been given, and you find out that yes, though you're not 100% sure that this is actually where Susurrus is going to turn her attention to tonight, but this does seem to be the thing that she wants most in the city at the moment, and so seems, given her modus operandi and her previous history, you are reasonably confident that she will attempt to make a move tonight, given that her plans have been interrupted already. And as you get to the museum, actually, you do see already that there are well, I guess the police are there already. They have set up a cordon, and there are civilians looking around, but the officers are trying to shoo them away. And you pull up, you leave the van, you all emerge. The crowd sees you. Phones start coming out. They start taking pictures, etc., etc. And the commanding officer in charge makes her way over to the four of you, and oh, thank God you've arrived. I take it that you are who the paladins are sending this evening.
Correct. What's the situation?
Well, as the museum was winding down already, so thankfully there weren't many civilians inside at the time. But there has been there were reports of magic or magical shadows. It's the reports are a bit jumbled. We're still sorting through it, but we certainly believe that this is a supervillain attack happening. And one or more of you can actually check. You do see that like the paladins did there would have normally been a dispatch sent out to this, but since they already knew you were on the way, it wasn't re-announced or anything. So they were already dispatching you to handle this.
All right, guys. Usual thing. Go in, fan out, find a source, and report back.
All right. Do you want me to do a recon first?
Yeah.
All right. You see, her full name. No, Viria kind of just puts her hands to her temples and her eyes open. They start glowing. And I'm going to unleash my powers, use telepathy to sort of pinpoint on the map where people are in the building, like just find the mines that are there, like not necessarily just read them, but like,
yep.
So I know where the concentration of everyone is.
Okay, so this will be rolling plus freak, please.
Yeah, with the move, I get to roll superior.
Okay.
I learned the solution in grade school, is what this one's called.
Okay.
All right, let's go. That is a 10.
Okay, so on a 10, you do it. And so as you expand your senses, at first you get, all the people around you, but you quickly tune them out. They're not what you need. And you focus on the building in front of you. And it takes you a moment to parse what is happening here, because there are some mines in there that you see. They seem to be grouped together, potentially hunkering in place. But almost everywhere that there isn't a human mind, you get like a muddled, diffuse sort of mind. And
so, like there might be other beings there that might not be human, sort of thing.
Yeah, and given that part of the dossier on Sisteros you have been given, you know that one of her trademark abilities is her ability to summon nearly endless minions. You suspect that maybe they are at play in here.
All right, where's the biggest concentration of civilians that need to get out?
You would be able to, you get one of the officers to give you, blueprints, the map that they give to tourists coming to the museum, and you see that they are kind of in the archives section where they keep the things that aren't appropriate for the public.
Okay. I'm gonna give like proper numbers, but I'm just gonna. All right. There are 6 civilians in the archives. There are mines that I can't quite reach. I think they're probably some sort of minion type creatures. They seem to be in every room that we are not seeing civilians in. And I don't. Sorry, I don't reach the mind of like I can't tell like this is the bad guy and this is where they are sort of situation.
There doesn't seem to be one present.
Do we have the location of the lantern?
It's not a psychic being. Where on this map is the lantern, sir?
and the officer in charge will kind of look at it. I quickly calls over another officer, has a quick, a hurried whispered conversation. Right. So that's one of the artifacts that is not on display. So it would probably be in the archives with them.
Ah.
Does it look like the civilians, are they gathered up in one location? Probably hostage situation.
Based on your telepathic radar, it doesn't seem like the minions or the diffuse mind, as it were, has quite breached into where they are. So there is still some separation between them.
I think they're huddled in there for maybe like safety or stuff. It doesn't seem like they're being held there as hostages.
Okay. Good.
All right.
We should go straight for the lantern.
Yeah.
Back to the archives as quickly as we can. Does someone need to make a distraction?
I can make a distraction.
That's why I like you.
We all look at Pagan.
All right, love.
Pagan, make a big distraction.
All right. I'm going to turn to the officer and put my hand on her shoulder and I say, thank you for your loyal service. I bless upon you the gift of eternal life.
Pagan, please, honey.
You can't just do that to people. You can't just do that.
Are you actually doing something here, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So earnestly.
I'm gonna need you to roll something because that does seem like it would be quite a lot.
Roll plus freak to unleash your power.
Probably, yeah. Unless you have a move for this.
Yeah.
And can I use wield your powers, my adult move?
Yeah, you can try.
I would be creating something useful for my environment, maybe.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and roll plus freak
Sure.
here.
I guess you could count a person as part of your environment.
Totally.
All right.
Oh God.
11.
Okay. So I mean, on a hit, or on a 10 plus, you choose two of those options.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's see my two options. So create something useful. Is there something I can neutralize or something vulnerable? Yeah. Maybe while I'm just using biokinesis, I'm going to go ahead and just start the distraction process as well, and I'll start making like a bunch of bugs grow into like giant, enormous bugs that I'm going to send into the museum to try and like protect the lantern.
Okay.
Maybe. It's taking hold of in the sense that I'm currently doing that.
Yeah. I guess my question is just, are you able to like sense through the bugs, or you just create them and like send them off and like kind of give them purpose?
I create them and make them smart enough to understand that they need to go protect this lantern from shadows, and maybe I make them all bioluminescent.
Okay. So the crowd kind of gasps. There's maybe one scream from someone who does not like bugs, but there, lots of those of you who are more tech savvy like, oh, that these videos are all over the internet already. Like, this is probably being live streamed by someone.
Can the bugs come from my mouth? Can I just open them and they just like a swarm flies out?
Yeah, I think that's probably what prompts the screams. Yeah,
his mouth can do a lot of special things. That's all I'm saying.
And yeah, I touched the lady, and she now has eternal youth and regenerative properties.
All right. I may need to keep in mind who that officer is for later.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll be okay.
Pagan be out here just making new heroes and villains.
Biokinesis. I control and manipulate biology.
Crowman looks at this and looks at Pagan. All right, buddy, you can't do that. Like, when I mean distracting. Oh, when I mean distract the bugs, that was great. That was great for the distraction. That was exactly what we wanted. What I'm talking about is you can't bestow divinity on random humans and make them immortal.
Not divine. She's not even as strong as any hero I've met. She can't die. What is that?
You can't do that.
Okay, do you see how that could also be a curse?
You are.
You can't do that to mortals, Judy.
Look, we're wasting time.
We are
Go.
wasting time.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my
fine.
gosh.
Well, it'll be in the recap at the end, okay? We'll talk about it later. I agree with you, however.
Ati's gonna draw a golden card and just throw it into a window of the facility and say, "Meet you there."
All right. So I think we need to do the entering battle against a team as a or blah 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 blah. What the heck is it? It's in the adding team to the pool. When you enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, add 2 team to the pool. We need to decide who is the leader in this encounter.
Well, if you let me be the leader,
I
I
was
can
gonna
use
say.
the move.
Yeah,
can
no,
use the
I
move
nominate Kalu.
captain. Okay. Well, also I have to move captain. So when we enter battle as a team, we add an extra team to the pool and carry +1 forward, and carry +1 forward.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. Also, who is adjusting the team pool document?
Me.
All right. So you had 1 from the start of things. You get 2 for starting this. Sounds like you get an extra from Kalu.
Okay.
So now, does the leader have influence over every other teammate?
I do.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Add another team to the pool. Does everyone have the same purpose in the fight?
Stop the thing.
Yeah,
Do
something.
we?
Yeah.
Kalu?
Okay, so like the only hang up I would have with this is I'm sure that there are members of this team that want to rescue the people inside. I
Yes.
do not believe every member of this team has that goal in mind.
I want to
So
rescue the people.
Kalu
Lanterns
wants,
can't worship me.
Kalu wants to rescue the people, but also he really wants to get the lamp.
Mhm.
He knows he wants to rescue the people though. But his intention is definitely to rescue the lamp, is what he wants to do.
I mean, as far as misfortune is considered, this is the now what's it called in Aladdin? The temple.
Oh, the Cave of Wonders?
The Cave of Wonders.
Oh, I gotta make
touch
sure I go
nothing
with
but
that
the
in.
lamp.
I am definitely keeping an eye on misfortune then.
Look, if I see anything that's gonna fuck with the future, I'm gonna do something about it. But yes,
For the most part, yes, we all have the same goal.
Yes, for the most part.
I'll give you the team.
Yeah.
You sound really skeptical.
It's a one shot. I'll give you more team.
Yeah.
If any team member mistrusts the leader or the team,
Mm-mm.
No.
Nah, I think we all
Alright.
trust each other. No.
Yes, we trust each other in the end. Absolutely.
We
Cormac
trust each other
is a-
in the places where it matters.
Yeah.
Are we ill prepared or off balance?
Are you?
I don't think
Very
so.
prepared. We're very
Yeah.
prepared because we got a dossier and everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think we're good. We're good
Yeah.
to go.
All right. Okay. Then yeah, I
doing?
think you are all set. That gives you what, like 6 team in the pool, I think?
That gives us a lot of team.
Yeah.
7.
That's a lot to work with.
7.
lot, yeah.
Okay.
We got it.
And yeah, remember you can the main use of team is to help out a friend and give them a +1 to their roll. But there are other potential uses as well. Okay. Well then, the bugs go in, they fling open the door, and you can already see like there is like shadowy mist spilling out of the door as soon as they go in. That their bioluminescence is kind of fending off misfortune as you teleport your way in. It does look kind of like there's been a fog machine in here, but it's all like black mist. And what lights there are on in the institute do seem to be dimmer than they might otherwise be. And there do seem to be some shapes roving about within the mist that, at least to start, are reacting to the bugs entering, and they are leaping at them. And as they emerge fully from the mist, they do appear to be once again, not that your characters would have encountered these before, but for the players and the viewers, these do appear to be like the little basic Heartless from Kingdom Hearts, the little ant guys that are trying to swarm the big bugs. But for now, it seems like the bugs are holding them off, allowing the rest of you to make your way in and enter.
I instantly make sure I go after Miss Fortune to make sure she does not steal anything.
And I am watching my husband. I'm on Cormac. We've broken up into teams already. I will give everyone
like this isn't
instructions.
The first time we've done this.
Not.
I will inform everybody the best way to get there. I think that since we are team distraction, we're gonna wreck some stuff as far as like creatures go. So I'm gonna say, hey Cormac, let's make some big noise and get some of these little guys and try to draw everyone on us. All right.
All right. Can you see in total darkness?
I mean, I can. It's more of an echolocation sort of thing, but yeah.
Okay, I was gonna see if you wanted echolocation, but if you already have it, that's fine.
No, really, I'm all right. I'll just keep a hand on you, all right, just to make sure.
All right. Well, gonna give myself echolocation and start making noise.
It's just running down halls screaming.
Well, okay, echolocation works better if there's more darkness, but it's, it is fine. I'll try and amp up the electricity here.
I mean, I would use thermal vision, except for that I don't think these shadow things have any kind of heat signatures, so...
That's pretty fair.
I could try it, I guess.
You know what? You could do it to, like, pinpoint where they actually are, because the coldest part is gonna be...
Are they cold?
Well, darkness.
I'll make one of my eyes see in thermal vision.
Okay. Yeah, that.
I'm very hot.
Yeah,
terrifying.
You are able to clearly see your teammates, the most obviously, the bugs to some degree, but yeah, the shadows. I mean, this is
Their room temperature.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically when we're not sponsored by it at all, but go watch Prey on Hulu if you haven't yet. It's the new Predator movie. It's great, but you are getting like when the Predator is seeing things that have hidden themselves from its heat vision. That's what you're getting from the shadows. Like if you really looked, you could maybe see them, but it's difficult to tell at a glance. Hello, Raiders. We are superheroes fighting some shadow monsters. Yeah, you quickly determine that thermal vision is maybe not going to be your best bet here.
All right, I'll kind of blink and rub my eye and go back to normal. Like thermal vision does nothing.
All right, well, we'll figure it out. Hey, yo! Do this! Come on! You want to fight? Here you got it!
I think I'll put my hand down and try and like make a wolf and just have it howl.
Okay, so yeah.
Did I not do it good enough? What do you call someone a wolf for?
I think I need you two to please roll to provoke someone, which is plus superior.
All right.
I got it. Don't even put your hand on the thing. I got it. That's what I'm here for. I got an 11.
Oh dang.
Dang.
That's how all my shit is in superior. All right.
Do I need to roll or?
Yeah, just to see what happens. Maybe you'll get potential. Okay.
Yay, potential. All right, now that's a hit, isn't it?
Yeah,
Damn.
that's a hit.
Damn.
Just barely. What
Son
it
of a
needs to be
bitch!
to hit. Okay, so Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Pagan, you are a little surprised that Riboviria is just, hey, Dudas, come here. Seems to be doing better than your godly challenge to them, but they seem to be reacting more to her attempts to distract and provoke. And what you can see is like, because you're in like a big open lobby, and there are you've got a few um they're either like dispelled artifacts or like there's no possible way they could be malicious artifacts out here in the lobby. And there are hallways leading to you've got like various exhibitions of different artifacts, and from all those different doors they like burst open and more darkness emerges, and you see their bigger shadowy shapes within them. And so they are coming to give you battle. Meanwhile, Chromehound and Misfortune, you have kind of skirted around the bugs and the shadows in the lobby thus far, and are making your way along the path to where the archives are. And you are encountering, some of these smaller shadowy minions, some slightly larger ones along your way. Nothing that would really slow either of you down in your quest to get there. But eventually you get to a door that looks like it has been securely shut, at least partially because you see a much bigger shape, one that is at first it seems like it's a gorilla, but then as it like rears back to slam against the door again, you see that it doesn't have legs, and instead it's got like a snake body to it. And this is of course all made out of shadow, but it is slamming against the door, and you see there are starting to be some cracks in the big doors, but they seem to be holding for now. What do the two of you do?
It's pretty big of a guy. Well, I walk up to this guy, this big creature. I go, hey, if you don't mind, I'd really appreciate if you stop doing that.
It lets out a bellow at you.
I unflinching move to stare right back at it.
And it will attempt to do a smash against you.
Go for it.
It's Wally's favorite thing.
Well, so I guess what is your intent to just weather the blow? Or...
Well, so I have a move called Never Give Up, Never Surrender. When I take a powerful blow from someone with power greater than you, use this move instead of the basic move, and I roll Savior. On a hit, I stand strong. And on a hit, I stand strong. And on a 7 to 9, I am mark condition. And I have 3 choices I get to choose.
Okay. So yeah, it does sound like you are just gonna let this thing smack.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let it
so...
smack crap out of me.
Okay, so yeah. This would be roll to take a powerful blow, but instead roll your replacement move.
Oh, miss.
Whoa,
I go down, but I leave your opponent off balance and vulnerable.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh
Okay.
God.
So.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So
Does
I think
someone want to like use some teams for this?
They,
We're not
they
there!
could not save you unless Misfortune can give you 3 team with on her own.
I'm down.
Well,
That's
so
amazing.
here's what's gonna happen, and this is gonna this could get recursive, but I assume we're all gonna be on the same page with this. I'm gonna have you roll the actual take a powerful blow from this. So yeah, this thing, like you expect that it might smack you into the wall or something, but you'll be able to bounce up. This thing instead, like as it you were expecting it to like backhand you, but instead it sweeps down and like picks you up, like crushes you in its fist, and like it hurts more than you were expecting. It just like starts thrashing you. It does like the the Hulk grabbing Loki thing for a bit, and then like chucks you down the hallway back where you came from. And then you slam into the wall and like crack into it before plopping to the ground.
Ow.
So please roll plus conditions. You don't have any marked
I
yet.
have none. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
That's not
so
too bad. 79.
yeah.
80 is not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah, not great, but not ideal.
Yeah.
So on take a powerful blow on a 7 to 9, you lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions.
I'm a struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions.
All right. You can pick whichever ones you want.
I'm going to take angry because that is my default fight and flight. And I'm going to take I'm gonna take insecure. Because I thought that was gonna go a little bit better.
Okay.
And also I did that in front of my crush, so I feel incredibly insecure right now.
Yeah. Gosh, let's see. We're gonna go over to Misfortune. You have just seen Chromehound get demolished in a blow. Like you were expecting Chromehound to be able to weather this blow a bit better than he did.
Yeah, that's not normally how that goes.
Yeah. But given so we do still have the so Chromehound went down hard, but the opponent's off balance and vulnerable. It does the like gorilla beating its chest thing and bellowing and starts like on its snake body slithering down the hallway after Chromehound. It is completely ignoring you at this point in time, like super intent on Chromehound. What do you do?
Debating which direction I take this. Is this a like, holy shit, my friend's in trouble, or is this a like, perfect, no, like not paying attention to me at all? I can just keep going. I feel like her intention before was to just keep running ahead and be like, "You've got this, right?" She was just like in the middle of turning to say like, "Hey, you've got this, right?" And then he just like, poof. And it's all like, "Oh no, he doesn't have this." I wasn't planning on that. I would like. I would like to assess the situation.
Okay. And given that you have influence over him, you'll get a +1 to this. But so go ahead and roll plus superior, please.
Okay. Going to assess the situation. I got a 16. Wow, I crit.
Jeez.
That's ridiculous.
Yep. So you got double sixes and you have a +4, which is
My
the most you can
queen!
get on any roll. So you got a 16, which in roll 20 is a kapow!
Kapow!
That's honestly my favorite reason to play this game in roll 20 is because the sheets will do things like a kapow when it's real good and oh no when it's real bad.
It's adorable. I love it.
But so yeah, you get to ask 2.
Okay,
You'll get to take +1 while acting on these answers.
I can ask 2 questions, and with my passive move, Criminal Mind, I get additional questions that I can ask.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask one question, which is, how can we best end this quickly? And then the second question is going to be, how could I best infuriate or provoke this creature?
Okay. So the best way to end this quickly is to deal with the creature. It seems to be alone here. Given the commotion that your teammates are causing back towards the lobby, you gather that maybe the things you encountered in the hallway here had been accompanying this, but we're heading on and you've already dispatched those. So once you take out this gorilla snake, it's gonna be, there aren't gonna be any shadow monsters here anymore. And how can you what was it? Provoke, aggravate it, infuriate it. It likes being big and loud. If you can be bigger and louder, it's going to take that as a challenge. And perhaps give your friend some time to recover.
Okay.
If you don't want to engage it so directly.
Can I do that now, or should I wait for my next turn?
Yeah, we'll cut back to the lobby. So give me just a little bit of flavor of how you two are dealing with so far. It's mostly just the small little ones and how you are evading them, dispatching them, what have you. Before, as I said before, some of the doorways into other hallways are opening, and there are some bigger shadowy entities making their way to you, but are not there just yet. We'll get there in a moment, but I want to give you all a moment to be badass superheroes fighting off the little guys.
Are you referring to Viria and Pagan?
Yes,
Yeah.
the lobby squad.
Lobby squad. I think that Viria is going to I'm going to I'm gonna let you do something a little bit bigger than you've done before. I have a move called You Haven't Learned You Can Do That Yet. Where you tell your teammate about a new, never before performed trick that they've never considered. And I'm going to spend team from the pool to allow them to unleash their powers, directly engage a threat, or defend someone by using by my superior, so a +3, as if it was your label. So I'm going to allow you to use my superior as your unleash a threat, or unleash a power, if you'd like.
Okay.
And what do you tell Pagan, a new move that you haven't seen him do before?
Do you have anything that you'd like, or do you want me to come up with something?
You can come up with something.
Oh, lovely. Okay. Bioluminescence is a thing. Your whole thing is biology and creating different, abilities out of like biological things. So, I'm gonna say that, hey, hon, have you ever like considered that light is I mean, you could create bioluminescent things, but like you could probably go into like, I mean, fireflies are a thing and stuff like that. Why don't you just go into their genes and make them bioluminescent? Like, just change them, these little shadow guys, into more like a firefly situation where you can, like, they are, instead of being shadow, they become light, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like the opposite.
Okay.
You can try. We'll see how this plays out.
So you'll roll a +3 in your unleash your powers. Or I can do it either way.
So it's I use your label instead of my own, or I get
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're rolling with a +3 instead of whatever your freak would be to this.
And I'm gonna change the team to reflect.
Okay.
Also,
I also
guess,
have a +3 on freak.
Well, so because you all have influence over each other, I suppose this is a +4
+1.
she
Yeah.
gets a +1 to targeting you.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
+4.
And then it can't be my wield my powers. It has to be unleash, right?
It can,
because I'm using it in a way I don't know how. So I think
so it's either unleash your power, directly engage a threat, or defend someone.
Yeah, so it can't be one of the adult moves, but it could be any of those.
Yeah.
I guess I could do the directly engage a threat.
Okay.
That would be.
Yeah, we'll do
I'm
that.
actually trying to hurt them.
+4.
Yeah. I mean, either way, it's
be...
a +4. So.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll the freak with the plus. Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh. 1. Hey, full hit.
Holy.
Okay, so for a directly engage a threat roll, you get to pick 2 from the list to resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
All right. I will resist and avoid blows. And I want to take shadow from them, leaving only light.
Yep. Okay, so you realize as you are reaching out with your biokinesis that this maybe isn't going to work exactly how Riboviria suggested, given that these things are entities of magic first and foremost, but you're able to grab onto like a scrap of essence that is like giving them a shape, and like somewhere in the back of your mind you are like something is happening to realize like, okay, how to interface your abilities with magic. And then you're just like, wait, no, I can't worry about that right now, just do it, and be a god. And so you let out this I suppose like an emanation of light, and the beings around you start changing from shadow into light, and they are convulsing and writhing in pain before they sort of pop away. And like even the shadowy mist around you is pulling back for a little bit, but so you have essentially cleared out the lobby of the little guys for now, but you've got some bigger chimeric shadow monstrosities heading your way. All right. I guess let's head back to the archives crew. Yeah, so I think Chromehound, since you went down hard from your attempted move, I think whatever you do next, you're gonna have a -1 forward.
Okay.
But you are able to pull yourself to your feet. You see this gorilla snake charging at you, and you see Misfortune is behind it, ignored by the monstrosity. So it is, you two decide who is acting first here.
I'll let Misfortune go first because they were about to do something last turn.
All right. I want to try and provoke it.
Okay. So that is plus superior.
Yes, and I get a +1 going forward because of my assessment.
Yes.
That's an
Y'all
11.
are just rolling so well tonight. Okay.
It's a 6 and a 1 actually on the die. It's incredible.
Yeah. Y'all just
right.
have such bonuses.
On a 10
okay.
plus, they rise to the bait and do what you want.
Yep. So what are you trying to get them to do?
Right. I'm trying to distract it. I'm trying to break its charge more than anything. I want to get its attention on me.
Okay.
And the way that I'm doing this is by doing like a quick card trip with my deck, and basically like fanning them out around me in like just like golden aura, and shouting at it like, hey!
All right, and yeah, given because I believe you said the cards are more of psychic constructs for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're able to sort of amplify their noise, and so you get like the sound of someone shuffling cards, but it is louder than it has any right to be. And so
Chrome got like an arch of cards around me, like a lizard doing like an aggression display.
Yeah, and so Chrome
they got like neck flare, just like black.
Yep. Yeah. So Chrome, you are struggling to your feet. You're a little woozy. Your vision shaking a little bit. You see the shadow monster coming at you, but then behind it, you hear this like sound, and there is just a glowing golden aura, and you like the gorilla snake stops short, just out of arm's reach from you, and looks back down the hallway. And as it's turning, you see Misfortune kind of bathed in this golden glow. What might almost be, like a Renaissance angelic halo.
For a moment, I'm taken awestruck, but I shake it off, focus, and I run at the gorilla snake, pulling the bat off my back, and I just jump up to slam the bat right in its back.
All right, please roll to directly engage a threat.
What I
Unless
would like to do also, I would like to use the move Fight the Good Fight. So instead of rolling danger, I roll savior, but I cannot impress, surprise, or frighten my foe.
Okay. So go ahead and roll plus savior.
7.
Okay. So you get to pick one from the list, resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, or create an opportunity for your allies.
I am going to create an opportunity for actually no, I'm going to resist their blows.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the gorilla snake is fully focused on Misfortune and seems to be like starting using its hands to pull itself forward a bit, as gorillas do, but also propelling itself with the snake body, and you just take this running start at it. Well, I mean, you tell me how you launch yourself at this foe.
I take this running start at this thing, and I'm like dragging the bat along the ground, and it's like making sparks along the ground as I'm running at it, and I leap up into the air, and the way I throw myself into the air is I swing the bat up and over my head and slam it into the ground, using it as a leverage to launch me up higher into the air. And I swing the bat above my head again, like in a full like rotation, and I just wham it on the head of the gorilla snake.
Yep, and this is enough to just, there's a moment of resistance as its form is trying to hold together under your blow before it just gives out, and the whole creature dissolves into a black mist underneath you. And as you have done this, the mist in the corridor starts to disperse even more, to the point where it's like you can mostly see the floor now, and it seems like the shadowy monster here was kind of holding the mist together. And you find yourself kind of coming to in front of Misfortune, who is still doing this display.
I lay on the ground, and I'm like, I kind of like shake the cobwebs out of my head, and I look at Misfortune doing this. You looking you're looking really shiny there, or maybe it's concussion, I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, okay, you're using your powers. Ow, that thing hit really hard. I did not expect that. I am sorry. I thought it was gonna be a lot cooler than that.
Are you all right?
I don't know, just kind of frustrated, really, and kind of embarrassed, but I guess I'll live.
I meant physically.
Oh no, I mean I'm okay. I mean look, godly body. I mean, come on. But are you okay?
Laughs. Next time, open with that.
Okay. Well, yeah, okay.
He's gonna throw the card and move on.
And he is kind of composing himself and follows her.
So you two find that the door to the archives is now unobstructed. It's still closed, but there are no more monsters in the vicinity. We'll quickly cut back to the lobby crew. You've got, gosh, I don't even know if Fantasy Name Generator could generate monsters like this off the top of my head. So we'll say that Susurrus appears to have dispatched several gorilla snakes to the festivities tonight. But these ones are more like chimpanzee. I mean, I guess snakes as well. You can't really downgrade from snake to snake. But these are not that you two would know, but there are more smaller versions of what the rest of your team faced down by the archives. How are you going to face these foes?
If I do my burn, is that my move?
No, so you can charge up and then do a one of your burns.
Okay.
Because we haven't done anything your Nova stuff yet. We should do that before we end tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll to charge up.
So please roll plus conditions. Okay. So
Anyone help me out? I don't know how it works.
So on a miss, you get 2 burns, but you mark 3 conditions.
Can I help?
Yeah, so Riboviria can help, in which case on a 7 to 9, you would just mark 1 condition and you get 3 burns.
Okay.
So Riboviria, you see your friend, your teammate trying to power up. Doesn't seem to be going smoothly. How are you helping out?
As I always do in this relationship, I'm going to boost their ego. And I just kind of get next to them and go, babe, are you trying to charge up right now? You know we're in battle. Like, if you want to get saucy with me, you better not do it right now, but afterwards, you know what's going to happen afterwards. I'm just saying, if you're going to get all charged up, you know where the extra energy is going to go, okay?
I think it works like a charm, and I probably show off a little bit more as it brings the focus back. I was too focused on how much I hate these monkey snakes. Yeah. And it brings the focus back to me where it should be.
All right. So you still mark a condition, which it looks like you have, but you now have 3 burn to hold, which you can spend on your flares. So which flare are you doing in this moment?
All right.
You have a lot to pick from here.
Yeah, I have all the flares.
Yeah. The reality storm is probably the most offensive one.
Yeah, I'll spend a burn on reality storm.
And so with that, you directly engage a threat using freak instead of danger, but you can spend another burn to not cause collateral damage.
Care about the museum.
All right. So go ahead and roll plus freak.
All right. Hey, 10.
All right, so you get to pick 2 from the directly engage a threat list.
Okay, so yeah, resist and avoid their blows, obviously. And
I guess one thing I will, in case you want to change your mind, there is one artifact in the hallway that's kind of like the centerpiece of the lobby. You see it has a plaque that describes itself as the worship statuette, and it's a vaguely humanoid shape, but it does, like, your eye is drawn to it, like, even as you are like looking around and focusing on other things, you keep finding yourself, like, whenever your gaze passes over, you're like, hey, that's pretty neat. Wait, and then like getting back to what you were trying to do.
Is it of me, the horned god?
In a moment of ego, like, you can see how perhaps it could be trying to emulate your glorious shape.
All right.
Just gotta double check if it's one for me.
Yeah. In which case, I will of course spend the extra burn not to destroy a statue of me displayed publicly.
Yeah. All right.
I'll destroy everything in this room except you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I mean, otherwise I was just gonna go to the artifact name generator on fantasyname.com and just read through all the things you destroyed.
Sponsor us.
All right.
So yes, you get 2 from the list.
Yeah. I will, yeah. Just a bunch of these monkey things. All right. I think I'm gonna kind of like kind of open up kind of my kind of not cape, but I'm kind of wearing my vestments kind of thing, kind of get like a showing the inside of it on my chest, and from my vest a swarm of bats will kind of appear and start taking these monkeys, the monkey snakes, up off the ground and kind of flying them away. And I'm going to resist and avoid their blows and take something from them. I'm going to take their position and move them away from the fight.
All right. So yeah, you set your swarm to work, and these creatures that were shrieking at and trying to swarm you find themselves caught off guard and then often flung into the air as they are beset by your bats. Riboviria, how are you helping to clean up in this moment, as you also notice that as more of these shadowy figures are dispatched, the mist seems to be thinning out?
I think that as I'm going to use my telekinesis abilities to make all of these strippy bits on my outfit sort of make fans to disperse the shadow and smoke more so.
Okay.
So the blades sort of turn to their sides, so it makes more of a fan motion than just like whipping around.
Sure. This sounds like it would be unleash your powers to reshape your environment.
Yes, please. Thank you.
So please roll plus freak.
I learned this solution in grade school, so I'm gonna use superior.
Okay.
I know how to make a fan. Fucking children know how to make fans, obviously.
Yeah.
That's a 7. Weird,
Okay.
but okay.
Apparently, you barely know how to make a fan.
Barely. You know what? There's a lot of strips to use, okay? It's a lot of concentration. I'm not used to it.
Yep. So on a 7 to 9, either you mark a condition, or I will tell you how it is unstable or temporary.
It's not that strong. It's just I'm just flailing, scraps of fabric and blades in the air.
You think, the mist around you is kind of moving around, but it's hard to say if it's really because of what you're doing or because the shadow monsters are being torn apart by the bats. All right. And after a little bit, soon enough, the mist throughout the institute seems to be dispersed, and if you do another telepathic ping, there are only the sapient minds left.
I tap my comm, which is our cell phones, and I call the rest of the crew. The mist is gone on our end. How are you guys on your end of the museum?
I'll have it on speaker, be holding it right next to my face. And just be like, we're all good. Finished up?
Pagan?
Yeah, everything's good here.
Pagan, remember when we talked about speakerphone?
Yeah.
You don't need to do it now. You don't have to do it now.
No, everything's great. Don't worry about it. We got it set up down here where all the Did you get all the people out?
I'll hold it. The phone towards.
Did you get all the people out?
No, we're about to go into the archives right now.
All right, we'll be there soon, okay?
Okay.
You're doing great. You guys look great.
Thanks. He hangs. We really need to teach Pagan how to use a speakerphone or a cell phone in general.
I think you can try.
I don't think it will really go that well. It's the same time that I tried to teach him. Well, There was a time we went cell phone shopping, and that was a whole ordeal on its own because he felt when the guy at the counter said, "You want to sign for a contract?" When he said that, Pagan took it as the whole thing. Oh, you want to be a divine follower of mine? And he turned the guy and the entire store into an altar to his worship. I told him not to do that. He promised he wouldn't do it again. And, well, hoping for the best, really.
Oh, that explains all the phones I keep on seeing with Celtic knots on the back.
Yeah, that's probably it. Well, anyway, let's go into these archives. And he heads over to the archive door and pushes open.
Yeah. All right. So, we are running over time, so we'll kind of fast track this a bit. The doors don't open right away, but you let them know, like, hey, you're the paladins, you're here, everything's clear, and the archives open up. You're all able to regroup. You go in, you see that there were some researchers who had barred themselves in there. Some of them seem to have pulled out various artifacts of their own to perhaps use as defensive tools, but they all seem unharmed. And after asking them, they direct you to one of the rooms back there where you can see the dark lantern is there and untouched and just kind of emitting out its own dark shadowy mist, which somehow you're able to tell that this is a different dark shadowy mist from what you had been dealing with.
Well, she had blue dark shadowy mist. This one's purple.
Yeah. Huh. Well, that was easy, I suppose. Well, let's secure the item, and I head over to the lantern.
What are you trying to convey, Riboberia?
I'm not there. I can't convey anything.
No, we'll say that you all have grouped up.
Oh.
But, you two were able to get to them by the time the researchers unbarred the archives.
Once she gets there, I'll wait till the others get there to let Riboveria handle it because of that telekinesis.
Yeah, no, let's not touch it with our bare hands, okay? There's a such thing as transference, okay?
I can put it inside an animal of some kind.
No. That's
I was thinking maybe a phoenix.
No.
That's the opposite of what we need to do, Pagan.
Remember we talked about the living things deserve to live in their own minds. Well, would it? We don't know. So, you know what? I'm just gonna use my mind to lift it up and carry it out with us so that there's no problems and then no little critters get. You don't want a critter to get hurt, right?
I was gonna make it out of the bugs, but fine.
It's fine. All right.
All right, and you telekinesis the artifact out to your vehicle, get it safely secured, and are able to drive it back to Paladin's HQ.
That wasn't so bad. I feel like that wasn't so bad. Should I not say that? Is that a thing?
I feel like you really shouldn't say that.
I'm sorry. You know what? We did a great job. I'm proud of all you. You did good stuff. Right?
It was a good job in there, guys. We secured the item, we got rid of the shadows, and Pagan didn't create any more body horror. I think that as a win.
That's a big plus. We got all the people out, which is also trying to save as many people as we can. Big thing.
I mean, I wasn't there with the people that we needed to save, so made it easy not to give them any powers. So
yes. And well, you know what? In the recap, again, we're going to talk about it. We're going to make sure that you understand that, you can't just make people immortal. You offered to make me immortal, and I said, no, thank you, because I've seen the future, right?
It was a great honor.
It was. No, I would, if it wasn't such a shitty future, I would be there right with you, by your side in the future. Just you and me hanging out. I just don't like zombies that much. Is all.
It makes perfect sense that a person who's seen the future would decide not to become immortal.
It makes total sense.
All right. And as you all drive away to Paladin's HQ, a job well done, we cut back to the Institute. And as the researchers are spreading out, and as some of the police officers are there to help survey the damages, we go to one of the exhibition halls, and there are a number of artifacts in there. Anything from a ruined key to a gleaming white marble skull to an instrument that you don't really know what it is, but it's clearly intended to be an instrument. Like, there are strings, but also like a place for someone to blow into. You're not sure how it works. But there is one display that is noticeably empty. And the inscription on this display is the Onyx Slab. And that is where we are going to end our game for tonight. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you to my players for helping put this together at the last minute. Let's see. We'll do our stars and wishes and such. We're not going to do the normal end of session mask stuff, because who knows if we'll be coming back to these characters. Maybe we will in a month when we have our next sort of replacement episode. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a different cast of characters. Maybe we'll get a group that doesn't have such staggering, monumental egos.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta have that, like, a little ego is good for the soul, you know?
I like to think I had some nuance.
I think I was humbled.
The only person who didn't need to.
Well, you know why?
The only person?
There's a reason why I rolled so low. I accidentally set it to superior instead of savior. So and my savior is minus, and my superior is -1, and my savior is +3.
Bless.
So if
it would have been an 8.
It would have been an 8. Yeah, it would have been a total 8.
Oh my god!
So
But you know what? Sometimes it's good to
happened.
be knocked on your ass. Just someone's got to be that person, you know?
Well, honestly, like it led to an interesting character moment, because I was gonna run away, and it forced me to have to be all like, "But wait, I have to save my friends."
Yep. All right, and let's see. Well, let's get to stars and wishes. Anyone like to go first? I can start off if.
I'll go first.
Okay.
My star goes to Dave for the way you responded to ask you. So do you do this to the officer? You're like, yeah. I just loved it because you're so sure about yourself. Like, no, I am doing this. I am not backing out. Why are you questioning me? I loved it so much. Like, it was just so perfect. It was such a thing Pagan would do. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Why wouldn't I?
It
Also
was so
because
genuine.
David is not that way. Absolutely.
It was so perfect. My wish. Oh man. I really want us to dunk on Dexter so much. I hate this guy so much. I want us to dunk on him so hard because, like, oh man, like Kalu does not like them. He does not like them at all, and that's why he was not afraid to just like tell him, like, dude, shut up and go back to your mansion and stay there. He does not like him, so he was ready to just go away, dude. We'll handle this.
Listen, Dexter Dixon is a beloved member of the community. Everyone adores him, and it's just we all know that he is a Lex Luthor stand-in, and so we know he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. But he needs to get dunked on by us super hard.
Yep. Also, he
Sorry,
does
I'll just
actually
send him
tie
to
into
Aspen.
Yeah. He does tie into the Squire Squad's story a little bit, so we may see more of him in the future.
Good. Just dunk on him. That's all I want.
Yep. All right. Who would like to go next?
I'll go. My star goes to Wally for the I'll talk. I'll do the talking this time because the resound like, yeah, no, that's what I usually have to do. Yeah, I'll do it this time. Sort of the nature of the character. And then my wish is going to be that boy, I like, and it's hard because of one shots and stuff, but like more downtime between these characters of like seeing what their day to day is, like just trying to manage everything for the two of us who aren't as godly, but still not as, we have some humility to us. It's gonna be a fun time for sure.
All right.
I got one. My star was the whole character creation process, because it's my favorite part of every game, and also just like just perfect, like fantastic crossover shit with these characters. I loved every bit of it. Yeah, it's my favorite. I love making new characters, and I love like intermeshing them and their stories, and like beginning in media res. Like it's like, yeah, we've known each other for a while. Here are some stories of like things that have happened. Like we don't talk about the cow pie incident, like that kind of stuff. That's my favorite part of these games. My wish, and I know it's hard for one shots going forward, I want to play these characters again.
Me too.
I feel like there's a lot of potential with these guys, and like it'd be nice to bring them back for one shots here and there. Like maybe if we're unable to play Squire Squad or something like that. Yeah, sounds great to me.
All right. Sounds good. Noted. All right. David.
I'm torn on my star.
It's a one shot. You can give multiple stars.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I really liked how do you say the name LB? Is it Viria? What is it?
Viria.
Just like very much just falling into the role of like, oh, I'll keep Pagan from doing anything crazy. That was a lot of fun. But then I also really liked the appearance of our billionaire. That was awesome that it happened here. Because we've been waiting for it, and that was a lot of fun. Those were my highlights. And wish I echo that I want to play these characters again. But beyond that, I want to see their influence in the world. I think it would be hilarious to, as we're playing Squire Squad, to have some story of like whatever shenanigans this crew of gods and a time traveler got up to in the background, like kind of like with this one, where we had the start of the aftermath of the Squire Squad. Just have it be like, yep, there's a bunch of mutated bats downtown again, and like just weird stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess that's my other wish, is I want to see these characters show up in the background of Squire Squad.
Yeah, like I kind of want to see, like, because we pretty much established that we're all like upperclassmen, and I feel like we have a history at the school, so I feel like you would probably see like in like definitely for like Cormac, there are some essays written that he's written in like the libraries. Like you see like the MVP lineup of the baseball team. You see Kolu on the lineup for the baseball team. You probably see Viria as like a teacher's aide in like their class or something like that. Like stuff like that. I totally want to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. Let's see. I gave David the opportunity. Does anyone else have secondary stars you would like to give before I do mine?
I gotta give a secondary star to I just loved how AT was not no selling, but flirting at the same time. Every time Kolu would get just flustered around her, and she would just double down and just make him even more flustered. It was I was so great. It was so good.
Yeah. All right. And let's see my stars. Let's see. I've got no, I'll stick to three that come to mind. The first one is to LB for being a gem and putting together the overlay assets at the last minute for this. we put this game tonight together in a matter of hours, and she was midstream on her own channel when she learned the extent of what was going on. Let's see, my next star is to my regular players and seeing your reactions as I was describing the incident that you all caused, and seeing how you're like, oh shit, it's time to face the consequences of our actions. And then the last star is to all of you for giving me such good characters that I can pull as NPCs for future appearances in Squire Squad.
Was this just an exercise so that you could get more NPCs? God
not
damn it.
Just. It's a nice benefit from it. And then yeah, my wish will also be to see what you all get up to, because I think we should have at least one more opportunity in the schedule to return to these characters, and we'll see what they get up to when they have their own adventure that is unrelated to the current Squire Squad plot. But we are way over time, so that is where we are going to call it here. You can see where to find and follow all these beautiful people on their faces on the Twitter. Come join our Discord where you can chat and hang out with all of us. And anyone got anything they really want to plug or promote before we go? All right, next time this channel will be live should be on Thursday. And until then, good games and good night, Internet.